And we are live, back at it with another episode number 21. Fresh off of Thanksgiving. Got some pie in the stomach. Got a pink drink in the stomach.
Oh man, when I be having them late nights, like I had to take my mom to the airport. Excuse me. This morning at like 4, she going on a cruise and whatnot. So I've been up. And I'm like, man, I don't really get down with like coffee or anything like that. And I used to have a bad habit with energy drinks. So I'm like, I got to find something that's not going to kill my heart at the same time that tastes good. So my wife put me on, shout out to her. My wife put me on the Starbucks, what is it, a refresher or ice energy?
This your first time having it?
Well, nah, this the first time having it with it's normally come with like a passion tea, but one night it was out of passion tea, so she had to find a supplement for it, and then it was like we can use a strawberry abstract or something like that. So that's what make it pink. It's typically yellow, but I feel a judgment coming.
No, it caught me by surprise. Yeah, not gonna lie, but
it's fire though, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
Starbucks gets in their bag, man, especially during the holiday season.
They out of control.
Stop playing.
They out of control, bro.
Stop playing. All right, so we got the pink drink. We got the customized zip up.
Coach Barnett, yeah.
Coach Barnett, man, appreciate you being on the pod today.
No problem, man. I appreciate the invite.
For sure. I know you're in high demand. You had a couple other offers.
Knock it off, bro.
Appreciate you choosing me. So let's start off. Give us the rundown. First of all, Coach Barnett, as a coach, like where you are right now, what your role is, and then just give us the backstory, the journey of how you got to the point you're at.
Okay. As you know, we met at practice. Well, we met at the open gym. What was Breakfast Club? But I'm opening the gym early in the morning for the guys at Webster. So, excuse me, I'm one of the assistant coaches on Webster. I'm, what all that entails, like, helping with drawing up plays, whether there's baseline out of bounds plays, whether there's set plays or something like that, scouting, film, all that, everything that an assistant coach that would do. I don't have a problem with what's the little cool expression people say now. Like I don't complain about what's on my plate because the goal was to eat. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Coaching, you want me to start from like zero or? You can start wherever you want. I think going from zero to now would be cool.
I
got you. The highest I went as far as actually playing was high school, and that was strictly because when I got graduated or whatever, I was like, you know what, family problems type of stuff. I felt like if I'd be abandoning my family if I went to go play ball elsewhere. So I was staying close to home. So I'm going to like community college, but like the coach, I'd be playing like in like pickups and stuff like that at Merrimack. But the coach would be like, hey man, I'm like, because once I get out of here, I go straight to work. So it wasn't any time in between there. I'm a single mom, 4 kids, stuff like that. So I'm having to step into a more financial provider role. So I'm like, I just felt like it would be abandoning on my family end if I was to go do A, B, and C. So I don't have no regret behind that because, like you said before we got to recording, I'm family first. I've always been that way. But it wasn't for lack of skill, if that makes any sense, but not to be on no bragging stuff. But
I could if I wanted to.
Yeah, something like that. But I was just, basketball been a part of my life for forever, like from playing as young and all that other stuff. So when I got older, my son was like 2, and he going to the, the runs on Saturday with me and stuff like that. He'd run on the court trying to get shots up or whatnot. So everybody be like, bro, you stopping the game flow because of this, and this. I'm like, all right. So since 2, he been asking to play basketball. But I'm like, I'm not, you only want to play it because dad playing it. Long story short, he get from 2 to 8. It's I want to play ball. I'm ignoring it. So I put him in like an I-9, the little I-9 program here in St. Louis. It's like an intro league. It's like 3D. But they got, yeah. So I put him in one of them, him and my daughter. So they playing like an hour Saturday or something like that. But it's like 6 weeks. So when they get done with their trial, they threaten me and like, oh, we're not playing no more unless you coach us. So I was like, I've never thought about being a coach before that. So long story short, I ended up coaching them, and that's how I got started coaching them. My daughter, she plays AAU. My son, he's finding himself, but my daughter plays AAU. She's with Phenom now. She started off with BBE, but then she liked it at Phenom better. No, you know. But after that, Coach Lee, shout out to the Hall of Famer, Coach Calvin Lee. Right now he at Hazelwood Central. He was at U City at the time. He had me come on as a coach for him as an assistant. So that's how I got my start. Like out the gate was right over there with him. I ended up right after that season was over. I ended up going to Chicago to help coach with the Bulls youth program. So I spent the whole summer up there doing that. My wife crack a joke about that all the time whenever she like leaves for like the weekend or like a week or something with her sister on vacation. She's like, you left me for a whole month, a whole summer, I mean. And I'm like, okay. But so I was going the whole summer doing that in Chicago with the youth program. Met a couple of guys that actually played. Like, it was a funny story that Javante Green, he works out in the morning listening to like R&B. And that threw me for a loop. And I was like, you hear people say all the time, and you can't work out the R&B or you can't. And I'm like, this dude in there listening to Keisha Cole singing at the top of his lungs. But that was pretty cool to see stuff like that. I get back, U City had a coaching change. So the coach there now, JD, shout out to another mentor of mine, he felt his coaching style already and was like, hey, look. I was like, that's real. So I ended up going to Northpoint and coaching out there. I had the head freshman team and the varsity assistant, obviously. That lasted for like a year. That was like, I didn't want to not be coaching for a whole season. So I left from there and then ended up at Webster.
So the Bulls youth program,
Yeah.
they're affiliated with the Chicago Bulls?
Yeah, we worked out in a practice facility right across the street from where they hoop at. Like from the United Center, the practice facility is right across the street. And so it'd be times where like, say Lonzo was rehabbing, we had to get up out of there because he coming to come. You know what I mean? So yeah.
So you're working with, these are like elementary school, middle school?
It ranged varies all the way up until like right before high school because, you know, at that point there's like tampering laws or whatever the case may be. So if you going into high school, you can be a part of the program. But if you are already in high school, you couldn't. So it'd be cut off at like 14.
Okay.
So that was I think it started at like 5, from 5 to 14 or 5 to 15 or something like that, where it was different. It was always in different sessions and stuff like that. They not hooping together, but like, let's say the morning shift was for like the early kids for like, let's say 5 to 9. But then the afternoon sessions was from like the 10-year-olds to the 14-year-olds. But they'd break off on different sides of the court when it's time to get busy.
And these are like skill workouts, or are they on a team also?
Well, yeah, it started off as like skill development. Well, first it started off as like mass drills. So mass ball handling, something I was like in charge of doing was like mass ball handling and mass shooting. So we do mass ball handling, mass shooting, mass defense. So, you know, everybody's on court. We space them all out and we big step this way, big step that way, you know, shot fake, you know, all of that kind of stuff. For the people that don't know what mass defense is, but I'm not trying to mansplain it to you. So then,
I mean, should explain it for the people because some might not know.
Yeah. So on mass defense, it's the whole. So if it'd be 60 kids at these programs. So if it's 60 kids in the gym, we'd go, what you want to call it? Trying to think, not vertical, but horizontal. We'd go horizontal, space everybody out. We'd get on the front, on the sideline. One coach will lead the whole, whichever one they doing. For let's say I was doing mass shooting. I lead the whole thing. You know, coaching voice. You gotta, you know, pronunciate. You gotta
project.
Get the vocals going and all that. So, I would be like, okay, you know, beef. You know, balance, elbows, eyes, follow through. You know, stuff like that. So. I'm screaming that. I'm telling the kids what to do. So we making sure coaches are walking around following it, helping correct their shot form and all that stuff. So that's like mass shooting. So we basically instructing the whole gym, however many kids it is, it's mass, meaning the entire group is doing the same thing. So then somebody else will come do like mass ball handling. Somebody else will come do mass defense. For the most part, those are the only 3 like mass drills we did. But then we'd break off into skill work and everybody get their own hoop or whatever and do what they're doing.
Okay. So
Excuse me.
if they're doing mass shooting, so you break them up in like lines or whatever, and then they're like, they're not shooting on the hoop. They're just like flicking it up in the air.
And letting them drop. Yeah. Then we work on like pump fakes and work on jab steps. And then, we add to it like because it was like a week long. Every camp was a week long camp, except for the weekend ones. But so say I did probably 9 camps, 2 months. You know what I mean? But then I also did the weekend little clinics. So every camp was a week long. So from the age groups I was telling you about, if it's the 5 to 10 age group in the AM session, it's like 3 hours a session. So yeah, it's like 3 hours a session. Then we have a lunch break, then do the other 3 hours. So so the first day we were just teaching them beef, just teaching them balance. Your eyes look up at the basket, the elbow, follow through. And then after that, let's say Tuesday roll around, now we introducing shot fake. You know what I mean? But get the ball up, don't just, Then Wednesday roll around, now we might teach like jab step. Like so, then you put it all together come Thursday, so Friday when they get up and down and play live for the championships.
It's all put together. Okay. So when you were doing that, so these kids show up to the camp that's like a week long or whatever, and then you and other coaches are taking them through drills. And then you said they do play for a team also?
Yeah, they break them off and like say the younger kids that had like G League team names. So say like when they were having like Terry, Dale and Terry on the team, that'd be like Team Terry over here, Team Windy City over here, Team, so it'd be like different teams. My daughter, ironically, not to brag, but I always tell her that she sucked, but she ended up winning the championship. Somebody did play, her group won the championship. She won the MVP of the championship, and she got assigned to DeMarco Barnett jersey. Like, so, excuse me. So yeah, they had like different teams. So say it was, I think it was 4 teams per like court. Because if you ever seen, I got the video, I can show you when we get off the air and stuff. But it's the practice facility got 2 full courts. So one court over there for the younger groups from the ages, say from if it's the 5 to 10 age group or 5 to 9 age groups, or the 5 and 6 year olds, the lesser, the intro people that I don't know how
they're not as good. We can just keep it a buck. They're not as good.
So those individuals will be on one court, and then the more advanced people will be on the other court, regardless of like age bracket. So if they are 7, but they can hang with the 9-year-olds, they may go on that side. But if they 7 and they can't hang with the 9-year-olds, they'll go on the other side.
I like that.
Each court had 4 different teams. So, this court might have had the 5 through 7 age group got a championship, and then the 7 through 9 age group got a championship. So
okay,
and then do the same thing when they get to the higher level.
I like grouping them based on like skill level and not age, because we see that a lot, or I hear it a lot with like the youth and like the size of the basketball and the height of the hoop. Like there's no reason for a 7-year-old or 5-year-old to be like training like an NBA player with a full size ball and a 10-foot hoop, which is accurate for sure. I think the next step to that would be, like you were saying, like some 7-year-olds are strong enough to shoot on a full hoop or use a full ball or whatever it is. Obviously that gets tricky if they're playing on the same team in the same game, but I like that they're splitting them up kind of based on skill level and not age. So the Bulls youth program, that's the name of it?
Well, yeah, it's Kids Youth Nation, Youth Kids Nation for the Chicago Bulls. So it's Youth Kids Nation. So if anybody want to look it up, I guess we can. If you post the video, I guess send it to you so they can look at the actual, like they send out. I repost them on my IG a lot about like, so if they ever had like clinics and stuff coming up, I always repost it. So anybody's ever interested in Chicago on like a 4.5 hour drive, if you want to get your kids, you know what I mean, to a professional team program, something like that, where the coaches are all former / current players, whether that's at my level, whether that's at your level, whether that's at people that's coaching up there. I know people that it was an AD for a school. He had come help out, or it's people that play semi-pro that would come help out. It's also you get any given day, you would meet a former player, a current player, a Hall of Famer, or a 5-time champion. Like I met Weird Purdue like 4 different times, and every time I meet him, he's like, "How's your son? Is he taking it serious now?" And I'm like, "Not really, but I don't want to force." Like I always say all the time, I'd rather have a relationship with my kids as far as father son / father daughter than have you hating me because I coach you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So when you're ready, I'm right here. Like I'm a walking encyclopedia. I'm coaching actively. So you coming to like practices or you getting trained by me or something like that, I do that kind of stuff anyway. So whenever you are ready, if you are serious about it, I'm right here. But I'm not finna force you to do something that I don't think that you even want to do right now.
I think about that so much. Is like when I have kids, I like selfishly I want them to hoop. Mm-hmm. But then there is this balance of like I don't want to force them to do it. I think that's a good way to do it is like just by nature of you being a coach, you're in the gym and so then they're in the gym with you and just like in that environment. Yeah. So then how do you, I guess you kind of just said it, like balancing. So like you're kind of waiting for him to come to you and say, let's work.
Yeah. Because if you don't, nothing, what they say, no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
Like my daughter hoops, like she's hooping, she's at practices, like she dapping up Scotty on the sideline, like stuff like that, because she's like, she wants to be around it. So that's how I'm able to really gauge that. Not to say he doesn't want, he 12, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you might wake up and then, I just tell him all the time, not to put a fire under your ass, but them 14-year-olds ain't never hooped before, when they walk on this basketball court at high school, it's like, what the fuck? So you might want to, you only got 2 more years to decide what you're really trying to do. So if you're really trying to get the work going, we got to put to it. We got to go get the work, go do A, B, and C, because you got to ramp yours up. My daughter, she probably walk on as a freshman, probably starting at the high school she go to. You know what I mean? Or at least being on varsity. Opposed to my son might happy to go hop on that mug and be on the freshman team because you haven't played this time. She got AAU, she travel ball, she all that. So if I go to practice and I don't wake her up in the morning, she gets pissed. But she's not a morning person. So I was like, listen, if you set your alarm on your phone and you wake up and I come out the room and you already ready to go, we can go. But I'm not waking you up and then you all groggy and attitude in the car. Nah. So I let my kids be them people. They little people. So when I let you decide what you want to do, again, like you said, selfishly, son, come get these buckets. But at the same time, you don't do it. Okay, we gonna still sit here and watch he like Star Wars. Like he been wanting to watch the Deadpool movie. Okay. I forgot to take him to it, so he been on my bumper about that. So now it's streaming on Disney, a free advertisement. But so he like, I'm still gonna be your father, son, whether you hoop or not. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
That's fire, bro. Because I see a lot of times they're, like you said, the just that line of when to be a dad, when to be a coach, the line kind of starts to blur on the car ride home from a game or a workout, you know. I mean, shit, you see it with Bronny and LeBron. Like they were talking about, it's so funny, bro. Twitter was talking about like, what does Bronny call LeBron on the court? They were talking about, pass me the ball, daddy.
Yeah, and you can't.
Hilarious.
Yeah, you can't. It's crazy because you're going to be like, Bron, like, who you? So it's like that's a different dynamic though. Like I feel like as a coach, when I was coaching my kids in this intro league, my daughter didn't care. She a gangster like that. She didn't care. I never liked them calling me dad or daddy while we coaching, because then it's like I'm showing favoritism. Granted, at that time, my son's tall. He like 5'6", 5'7". He I might be exaggerating by like an inch or two, but he's only 12. So he was like tall for his age at 8, at 9. You know what I mean? So he was able to live on that environment with it being an intro. Then my daughter been playing AAU ball, so she's not really on the intro level, but she getting introduced to it. But, excuse me. But like, yeah, so I'd rather be like, hey, just don't call me anything, because
Yeah.
Yeah, you calling me dad while we coaching. It's gonna be, I hate when the son that's not that good, but they dad is either the coach or the assistant coach or something like that, and he's like on the team. It's like, come on now, you taking roster spots from somebody who really giving up buckets.
Yeah.
That's different when you get to being like in college, I guess, but like at high school, little chubby can't be on the court, bro. When you got a 6'7" or somebody like that well, he's a raw talent. Your son shouldn't even be out here. So I don't care how raw this talent is. If this dude 5'6" and little husky, but then this dude is 6'4" and he raw, I'm gonna play the 6'4" raw person before I play your son, bro. But I teach his own.
So how did you balance that when you were coaching? Like, because there's a lot of different situations that would kind of be tricky to navigate, like playing time. Just how did you navigate coaching your kids?
It was hard at first because like my nephew was on the team as well, but my nephew he shouldn't be around anything basketball related. So like my mom, I told you beforehand, my sister passed away, so my mom has custody of my niece and my nephew because my brother passed away the following year. So anywho, my mom has custody of both of them. So she's like, I'm telling her, man, you might be one of the worst parents to deal with ever, and you like quit talking to me about putting him on a team with put him in the lineup with King, my son, and Amina. They put him out there with no because of this. You gonna mess up the rotation. Like I'm not playing my nephew just because he's my nephew. Like he's gonna play. I'm making sure we run the score up and all, get him out there, let him do his thing. But like so, it was easier to make the decision with him because the skill level wasn't there. But like with my son and my daughter played the point guard her whole life. But we get to this team and I got a legit point guard in the dude, Alex. So she like, well, Dad, what? Like it's this is a coach. When we get in the car, your dad can talk to you about, well, maybe Alex should be the point because whatever. But as a coach, no, you know how it go. Explanation as far as that go. He's a better ball handler, better decision maker. He's stronger with the ball. He can finish. But I hate when parents be like, well, my son not playing. If you watch the game and you remove the fact that you conceived this child, you can't sit here and tell me that you think this child should be playing over this child until you get to thinking about it being an emotional connection. Like, take that stuff away. I don't feel like any parent, if they being unbiased, if they say it's the Coca-Cola challenge, you don't know who this kid is. You mean to tell me he should be playing over him? She should be playing over her? Come on now. That's a parent talking. That's not a fan. That's not a basketball savant. That's not anything else but a parent talking. If I'm only talking to the parent, the conversation gonna be a little different. But if you having an open mind or you trying to understand or even a game plan, like especially let's say I'm lumping it together. So say you talking about at the high school level or college level or something like that, where it's like, okay, I get that my son isn't better than the starting five. So what are we going to do to help him close the gap? But that's a different conversation. But they all want to talk about playing time. And then when your son get out there who's not even a good shooter, first thing you yell out your mouth is what? Shoot it. How many shots have you seen your son make? Like, you know what I mean? So I've never been that parent. So it's easy for me to say, oh, well, she got to go develop. Like my daughter right now plays for Phenom, Missouri Phenom. She plays for two different teams. It's the same team, same organization, but she plays for the second team and then the first team. The first team is a development thing for her, so she comes off the bench. You know what I mean? Because it's three killers in front of her. They all play guards. They all play point. They can swing between point guard and two guard. So she like, oh, okay. But she's working to try to, I don't like this and on the bench stuff because your whole life you ain't been on the bench. So, but she putting in work. She's not, because obviously she has a coach at the crib, so she doesn't pout about it. She gets the concept of, okay, that's my checklist. I got to check them three off in order for me to get at least one at a time until I get up there. But on the second team, it's her show.
So I've had that conversation with a handful of people about like the ability to adapt your role based on what the team needs. And you see that a lot going from pretty much like when you make a jump from any level, high school to college, college to G to pro, whatever it is, like especially G League to pro, like you can have the keys, but then when you don't have the keys, how are you able to operate?
What I tell them is your role doesn't define you. A lot of times they feel like their role is who they are, opposed to what your team needs you to be in order for us to be successful.
That's a good ass point.
Like when I grew up, me being 6'1", 6'2", like I'm 6'1", 6'2", I'm probably 165 soaking wet. Oh, go get in the post. And do what? Like, and do what on either side of the ball? What am I going to do in the post, bro? Like, just because I happen to be tall back then? Like, but you got people that's 6'5" or 6'6", like, yes, say Miles. Miles shouldn't be nowhere near no post. You know what I mean? Like, not right now. I don't care that he's the tallest on the court. He also the skinniest on the court. He might weigh the less on the court. He might eat he has no reason trying to go guard somebody who lives in the post. So, but if your team needs you to be the post player, though, what you gonna do? Say, nah, I'm out of here. Like, I ain't doing that shit. What you gonna say? Like, you know what I mean? Like, a team player, somebody that I want to be around me, like, I want you to be like, oh, this some bullshit. But all right. That ain't gonna be your role for forever. That might just be your role for 6 games. You know what I mean? So you gonna bitch and complain about something for 6 games? Well, you never know how long that role gonna last. Like you say, you're going from G League when you just show. You got the keys. Let's say it's the Hornets, and then you get up to the league. You gonna look LaMelo in his face and say, "Hey man, we don't get the hell." So it's. If you got to be a professional too, even though this is amateur, high school and college, technically, you still got to be a professional, bro. Because that hop, skipping, and jumping in the transfer portal thing is like, yeah, you gonna be somewhere. You want to be somewhere where you are the guy, and you prioritize that over winning. That to me says something about your character in the sport that's about winning.
Dude, and at this point, I can't even blame them for wanting to be the guy on the team and prioritize themselves. In some situations, players prioritize themselves over the team. And I used to get all worked up about it. But then the more I thought about it, the more I realized, like, I can't blame them. Like, just the social media culture, everyone like has their own brand. Everyone, spends time scrolling, watching mixtapes on TikTok or YouTube or whatever. And it's like, oh wow, that'd be so cool. I want a mixtape, And bro, when I was in high school, you know who Threat Hoops is? Yeah. Okay. So he was like, he would come and take pictures during games, AAU in high school. And then, Just Lobs, you know who that is? Yeah. He was like just dipping his toes in the water. Okay. My freshman, sophomore year, whatever it was. And bro, like I would kill, bro. I would be fiending for Threat Hoops to come to games and flick me up. Yeah. And I'm fantasizing about, I'm about to post it on the gram, thinking about my caption. Oh man, I'm about to look good. It's 10 times that now. Yeah. With, any high school game you go to at Webster games this year, there will be games where there's 8 people with cameras sitting on the baseline. Yeah. So it's like the society we live in, I guess.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's just so heliocentric. I heard that word the other day. Yeah. That like, I wish it were different, I guess, but I can't even blame them for wanting to have the keys.
I think for me, it's more so of, I'm not mad that you want the keys. I don't fault you for wanting the keys. I don't fault you for wanting any of that stuff that you're talking about, especially where like my goal in my community, like they can see that I'm an African-American male, but in my community, growing up how I grew up, I get you wanting to be financially stable. So if being a man means paying your bills and making sure your family never have to go through eating ramen noodles for a month straight, go do that, bro. Like, I'm trying to tell these kids I forgot about me coaching AAU too, but that's on me. That's my bad, bro.
We're going to bring that up.
Yeah, I had a 16U team for the Phenom boys. And I'm telling all of them, I'm trying to get your school paid for, bro. That's all I'm trying to do as a coach. After that, that's the next coach's job to get you to where you're trying to go with your goals. I'm trying to make sure your mom or your dad or collective or grandma, whoever is responsible for you financially, ain't got to take no loans out so you can go play college ball. So, but anywho, it's more so of at what point does it stop? Because now you don't have any accountability, meaning you still playing a team sport. You can go be financially set playing an individual sport. They got tennis. They make millions. Mm-hmm. Golf players make millions. They make millions and they lose in golf. So you want to be individual? At what point does it not kick in? Like this, I'd be lumping everything together. Me and my wife was just talking about this last night with her mom and my mom, where if every time it's between my feelings and your feelings always win out, why would I want to be around you? Why? Even in a relationship, if my feelings and my wife's feelings is one of ours, as a good dude, you want to always put your wife's feelings before yours. You're supposed to. In any relationship, me and you doing this podcast, just say, because I rock with you, I'll be there. Just say the me part, I want to sleep in. I ain't got my kids this weekend. They at granny's houses, and so I'm like, man, I'm finna go to sleep. I told you I've been up since 4 a.m, taking people to the airport or whatever. But it's like that's a relationship dynamic, whereas which, hey, I got you, bro. We made a commitment. I'll be there regardless with my pink energy drink. So that's what I was on. But it's like, so if my wife, every time you got a problem or your feelings is involved and you always went out, I'm cool. So even though it's a basketball, as a former player myself, I cannot like you, bro. I cannot like you. I'm trying to win this game. If you kicking this ass every possession, there it go, bro. How you want the pass, bro? You want the lob, bro? What you want? What? I'm trying to win. So hopefully that shit is contagious. After a while, you're going to be like, damn, I don't like him either, but he open, so shit, he been feeding me. I got you. You know what I mean? So I don't know. So I get it. The transfer part of it is what I don't like, unless you being lied to by the coaches. That's something totally different. I pride myself on honesty. I'm going to tell you that I need you to rebound. Don't come and talk to me about nothing else if you ain't getting these rebounds. If you ain't locking up on defense, don't look at me trying to shoot no threes. Go out there, like I say all the time. If I let you do what you want to do, it's one or two things going to come from it. One, I let you do what you want to do and it work. As a good coach, all right, let's see how long we can ride this wave. But if it ain't working, now I got expression. You owe me. I let you go out there and do everything you wanted to do, and it didn't work. So now, come holler at me. Go play defense this entire time and don't shoot the ball no more. Like until it got to be paint touch, kick out to you, offensive rebound, kick out to you. I live with those, but you 0 for 9. But I asked you to be my wing defender. You don't want to play no defense, but you want to shoot the ball the whole time. So it's like, at what point is it not about only you when we trying to have a goal in hand? We supposed to, good teams anyway, it's one goal in hand. It's one mission from top to the bottom.
Do you, so when JJ Redick was still podcasting or was podcasting, did you listen to any episodes at all?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
I like JJ Redick, even though I hate Duke.
So he had an episode with Andre Iguodala and Evan Turner.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Okay, so they were having a discussion about like basically what we're talking about right now. And Evan Turner, so Ohio State. He was a bucket and then got drafted to the Sixers. I forget what number or whatever.
He went second. I think you did.
So yeah, he was one of the top guys, and then slowly throughout the years, kind of fell, his trajectory kind of went down or whatever. So that's what they were talking about, is like on the Celtics when Evan Turner was playing for him, he was talking about how like he felt like he
could have been way better, but his role was to do A, B, and C.
Yeah, he was like compromising himself.
Yeah. That's when it's, again, that's probably what the coaches was like. They probably said, I know you've been over here being a role player, but we're going to give you more touches. We're going to let you get 12, 13 shots a game and this, and this. But then you get there and then it's like, nah, we ain't doing that shit. That's when it's like I'm telling you, bro, I pride myself on honesty. I'll let you know ahead of time. If I'm recruiting or any of that for even on some AAU tip, I'm like, hey, bro, I don't need a point guard right now. But if you want to get the shot off, I need a 2 guard. But you got to let the ball come to you. So I get when you compromising yourself, you have to find, even in the community as far as like friends and all, you got to find your people. You got to find what works for you. So if you compromising yourself, i.e., let's say Blake Griffin on the Nets or something like that, you trying to get a championship. You got James Harden, you got Kevin Durant, you got, so I just sit here and rebound, you know what I mean? But like, in Detroit, you 2012 easily. In the Clippers, maybe not so many rebounds because DeAndre Jordan down there, but you was the focal point. So it's like it's still based off of what's for you. So I get people on the team that might be like, "Hey, coach, this is my shit. I ain't got to worry about nobody." Yeah, I mean, yeah, technically it's your shit, but I need you to, don't be hot dogging out there. So I'm not gonna ask who you know a killer when you see one. I'm not gonna ask him on the wing that he can go get a bucket anytime he want to. Just stand out there and shoot the threes. Like Chris Bosh had to buy into that role with Miami. It panned out for him, But like, I'm gonna play with LeBron James and D Wade and win 2 championships and go to 4 finals in a row. I post over here and do it. You see, Kevin Love was banging 2020s in Minnesota. You get traded for Andrew Wiggins. I can be Chris Bosh. I stand over here and shoot this motherfucker too. If I go to 4 championships and leave with one of them mugs. So, but then you see him in Miami. He ain't standing over there just shooting that mug no more. And he older. You know what I mean? So it's like you compromise yourself when it's beneficial for you. So you say Evan Turner was lied to type of shit. You got compromising yourself everywhere you went. And it was like, at what point do you not prioritize yourself over somebody else?
I think a lot of that falls on us as coaches too, is like being able to create that buy-in for the players. And that's why I think, to your point, like you're priding yourself on honesty. I feel like that's the best way to go. Yeah. Because then we're just keep it a buck. We're on the same page. Maybe I need you. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't need a point guard, But then, especially nowadays, like I feel like players, well, they probably always valued honesty. Yeah. But I feel like that's just such a great value to have.
This generation, they want to be lied to. It make them feel good. They want to, as you say, social media, you only posting your good shit. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
You ain't posting your smoke layups. You ain't posting you getting crossed over and got your ass. But you know what I mean? You only posting when you, hey, you only posting that.
That's a good point.
They don't want the truth. That's why I think that people say this all the time. I think that my bonds with the players, whether that's AAU, they still text me stuff. Like my AAU team constantly like, Coach, you're on my schedule, or Coach, look, I'm dunking now, and you was telling me I couldn't, and like it's stuff like that. They like, Coach, can't I shoot the 3 better than everybody in the team? Nah. What? Like, I'm that coach. But you get a lot of shots up. Nah, bro, I'm not doing that. I'm not your mom. I'm not holding your hand, bro. I'm not. This is a grown man sport. For what y'all talking, everybody going to the league, everybody my player got their BCs on 99 and shit. So, okay, that's your dream. That's obviously your dream. So, okay, let's go accomplish that. And you ain't gonna go nowhere in life when somebody's always lying to you, or even not even always holding your hand or sugarcoating everything. The life ain't giving you nothing sweet, bro. You got to make it sweet. What they say to give you lemons, you got to make the lemonade. So, yeah, you nice. I can polish you up, but then, like I said, I'm doing a disservice to my team if I don't equip you for going forward. So if I send you off to college and you don't know what a flare screen is, or you don't know what flash to the ball when they getting trapped over, who the fuck coach do? Like, that's on me. That's a on me thing. So I'm going to like I'm raising my kids. This coach, you ain't a parent yet. This coaching and parenting shit be going hand in hand, bro. I promise you. So I'm raising my kids to be prepared for when you're not around me. My players can't only want to play for me. That's not realistic. the school gonna have to want to bring me in to coach you because of you. They want you so bad, or then the NBA gonna have to bring me in to coach you because they want you so bad. That ain't realistic. How many times you seen that shit happen? So I'm setting you up for success going forward. So when you don't need me no more, I'm gonna always be here. You can text, call, FaceTime, Instagram, whatever. I'm gonna always be here. But I don't need you to rely on me because then you ain't as effective as you could have been. If you only worry about what Coach Barnett, man, I need. No, you don't, bro. We did our job. We knocked off these goals for you. That's that man's job now. So go listen to him like you listen to me. But I don't think these kids be wanting that, bro. That's why I think I'm an anomaly when it comes to that kind of stuff, to be honest with you.
And that's one of the first things I noticed about you when we've been in the gym together. Honesty. Yeah, you just keep it a buck. And it's refreshing because that's what I was raised on, coaching wise. Like that's how I was coached. And it made me the man I am today, you know, like it's necessary.
It is.
And I think so so you had your own coach, or you coached Phenom 16U.
Yeah.
You were an assistant?
Well, I had my own team. We had 2 17s on the boys' side, St. Louis Phenom. Because Phenom, if y'all don't know, Phenom is like in Missouri. They got Kansas City, they got Springfield, they got a St. Louis, they got a couple of different teams. So it was 2 17s in St. Louis, it was 2 16s in St. Louis, and it was a 15 in St. Louis. The 15 was coached by Sam. I think it was his first time coaching. I'm not familiar with him. I met him there. I had the 16, technically the B team, but just a little subtle dig. We was playing in the higher bracket every time, but no comment. But we lost to the A team by 2 points because the person I brought in to be my shooter, he didn't want to shoot the ball at the end, so we was all pissed. I drew the play up for him wide open and everything, and dude just froze. I was like, it's bragging rights, bro. What you want? Like, but anywho, so I had that. Then Coach D from he at CBC now.
Yep.
He had the 16, 18. Briscoe, not CBC head coach, his brother.
Ryan.
Yeah. He had 17 B team, and then Clemente Brooks at Confluence. He had the 17, 18.
Okay.
So I had the B team on 16U. I had a couple guys. I don't know if you're familiar with Live for Life.
Yep.
I had a couple guys. I had like 4 guys from there. Well, one of them now he at Parkway Central. Shout out to Nelly. That's my guy. I had Andre Stitt. He had Francis Howe. Don't kill me, Andre. Dre. But I had a couple guys that's like decent around the neighborhood or whatever, and I hope that they going to be juniors now. So I'm telling all of them, this a year for you, bro, to make a name for yourself, to get people looking at you more than they was before. I got a couple of them got some write-ups, over the summer for, like you said, Thread Hoops, and for recruit
looks.
Recruit looks. We was doing it. We was on A circuit, live periods in KC at Hy-V. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And home field too. Home field got a nice complex in Kansas.
I don't think I've been there.
That mug nice. Only people allowed on the floor is coaches and players. Everybody else got to sit up top. That's dope. But yeah, I had a couple. I had Dre Murray. He had U City. I had a couple guys that that's nice around her. Ted, he had Live for Life. Dorian was my dog. He had Live for Life. Yeah, I had a nice little squad. I felt like I had, with more time, me being still like young and coaching, people don't know this about me, but I only been coaching. This is finna be my 3rd season as far as like coaching. Like
when you gave me your bio, I was doing the math in my head.
Yeah, I'm new.
Okay,
but it don't fit. People always say it don't feel like it's like you've been coaching for forever. I swear this is a 3rd season for me. Like Coach Lee, U City was at 22, 23, and then I was at Northpoint 23, 24, and now. So it's only been my 3rd year, a 3rd season. But so it don't feel like it. It's feel like I've been doing it for so long because I've been learning so much on the fly, and but I was struggling with as a new coach, if you will. I guess it was not trying to ruffle feathers, and AAU was my first year coaching it, so I'm not knowing like how it goes. I just know everywhere else you been, you got to implement what the coach want. You know what I mean? Like, hey, even at the lower levels, if you JV and freshman, you still got to run the coach offense. Now, you might get to do your quick hitters and stuff like that, but the offense got to be the same type of stuff. So when we was at AAU, I ain't implementing none of my own plays or nothing like the first half of the season. We weren't doing so good. But then we took the June break in St. Louis. We got June ball with the high schools or whatever. I don't know how it is everywhere else, but here we got, June ball. So we took our break. Everybody went back to their schools. And when we came back, I'm like, I'm coaching my shit, bro. So we end up finishing off the season in July, I think with the best record that we had throughout the whole program. I could be wrong. I could be mistaken, but I feel like we definitely was way better than we was before June break. But I was running my own stuff. So, yeah, we was still running, like, the same kind of plays. We just weren't calling them. But I was running them. He was doing a lot of dribble handoffs and dribble drives and stuff like that, but we ain't really had no ball handlers like that. Everybody think they can handle the ball, but let's be honest here. But, so I was like, fuck it, let's go to some chin, because I had dudes here that lived for like 6'5", lob threat, pitch you at the nail. Hey, run chin. I have my best cutter come off the side of the other way. You come set the ball screen. Let's get down here. Let's see what's up. Drive this way. Maybe whoever on the right can be my shooter. Make him make a decision. He want to stay at home, get to the bucket. They want to be in drop coverage, lob that bitch up. You know what I mean? So we ran that mug until it was like timeout, timeout, timeout. Because we can do that. If you, I like when I coach my way, opposed to coaching somebody else's way, especially if you don't believe in what they coaching. So you can't really be, how can I give that off to you when I don't even believe the message I'm getting? You know what I mean? Right. It's different. Like if I'm with Mathis or Coach Lee, I believe in what they talking about. So I can go saying this to this. But if somebody like, oh, we gonna run nothing but stagger aways, but we ain't got no shooters, coach. Like what we doing that for? Like, yeah. Like so, but I feel like it's like you said, it's a good thing about coaching. You have to put people in positions, and you have to know your team. Like I can come in that mug wanting to run chin all day, get into some Princeton action all day. But if I ain't got players that cut good, or I ain't got people that can come set solid ball screens, like what are we doing then? We might as well be like a 5-out team and just hope that we can just.
So that's a good ass point, and you see that a lot with like the analytics nowadays, where it's like, okay, yeah, threes are more than two. Yeah. If each team has 100%, or it's a race to 100 points. Yeah. If we're shooting just threes, it's whatever 33 shots. If I'm shooting just twos, it's 50 shots. So we need to get up a ton of threes. Uh-huh. Well, okay. Who's on your roster? Is it smart to be chucking up threes? No, I don't know. Yeah. Just because the numbers say it, just because like you saw a cool play or whatever on Twitter, you got to know your personnel.
Yeah. I tell it to my point guard all the time. Like they be mad if they like zipping the ball to somebody who like ain't got the best hands. Like stop zipping it to him then. You're going to have to make his man make a decision so you can just dump that mug to him. And I was like, it's so basic, bro. When I be coaching, I break it down for these guys to be so. If you just, I don't know. Anyway, so yesterday I'm saying, if I'm passing you the ball and you ain't expecting it, before it leave my hand, I'm Malachi. Before I leave my hand, I'm Chris. Before I leave, I'm Justin. Like, so you know the But a lot of times people don't understand that. So you just hoping that they on the same wave as you mentally, but you probably just went up to the basket every time the last 6 times. So out of human nature, I'm doing this. Thinking I'm prepared to get it off the ball. So if you like, DeMarco, but now I know I'm looking for the ball. But that's just something I used to do as a player. So I'm knowing if I'm behind the back with the pass on fast breaks or something, I'm Devion, right? So he know I heard it come. But I feel like they don't think like that when they hooping. So a lot of times, if I'm personnel wise, if we say that the shooter in this corner on the left side, but the ball is on this same side, if I'm running chin, give it to him and now you cut through. So when he coming off the ball screen going downhill, go to where the shooter is. So that man got to make a decision. opposed to going over here with a non-shooting threat because you want to keep the ball for yourself. Now you might be in drop coverage. Your man might beat over the screen, and he ain't even going over there to help. So you going down here against 3 people.
Right.
So it's sometimes you just got to get them, hey man, you know your personnel as well as the coach. You got to know your personnel too. I'm not putting the ball in somebody's hands who we need a bucket that can't read the defense. When I'm doing training sessions, I teach whoever want to be a point guard. I teach them all the time. The man that's in front of you that's guarding you should not be the man you focused on. It shouldn't be. Like, I'm looking past him. I'm looking at if a ball screen coming, I'm looking at the taggers. You know what I mean? I'm looking at taggers of people, like you said, I got to talk to them like that. Taggers are for the people that if you set the ball screen, most likely the screener is going to roll to the basket if he's a non-shooting threat. You need to be in help because you can tag that person so he can't just go to the basket unimpeded. So I like my tagger to be the top guy most times. So whoever's on, so if I'm on the right side of the court, whatever wing is up top, he the first tagger. So I would have him at the nail. So therefore, whoever at the hole underneath the basket doesn't have to move until the last possible second. Because in basketball, you know what we guarding first. Ball, then basket. Like, they can't do nothing without the ball, bro. So y'all be trying to hug y'all man on when you should be in help. What are you gonna do all the way over there without the ball? Do jumping jacks? Like, he can't do nothing without the ball. So you should be able to be on helping them out and then rotate fast enough. Because even if you close out hard, whoever's on the opposite side now is coming to help. So you gotta think, but people don't trust each other too. That's probably another reason why they be afraid to be in help. Because they like, well, my man gonna blow past me if I'm gotta close out. Yeah, but that should be that person sprinting to help. So now it's just y'all doing the fucking seesaw or whatever you want to call it. It's how it's supposed to be. But I'm big on like, do your job. It's my job to scream at him for not getting to help. But
yeah, that goes back to the like individual thinking kind of. One of the guys I work with, we were talking about that of like closing out, and then like he feels bad when he gets blown by because it's like he referred to it as like, I created this whole mess behind me. Mess being like the rotations and stuff, and people have to do extra work. But then that, to your point, like it's a team game, you know? And if you rotate properly, it doesn't really matter.
A lot of time,
ideally.
Even on like, if you do close out or get beat off the dribble or something like that, people are supposed to help. So let's say if I'm on top guarding the ball and you my help on the backside, pause, and you and I get beat, I'm telling you, hey, pick mine up, I'm gonna get yours. So therefore, like, you not stuck in limbo. Like, am I stopping the ball? Am I protecting mine? Like, no. I got, if yours scores because I told you I had yours, so that's not on you. But at the same time, people don't even communicate. Y'all talk all the time. Y'all got a lot of shit to say about all shit, but when on the court, everybody like this. Y'all loud at parties, y'all loud at the crib, but on the court, y'all like, hey, ball screen coming. Hey, it's to the left. Like, bro, it's a million motherfuckers in here, bro. It's loud. You got to be loud, bro. So, yeah, man. It's
especially with communicating. There's levels to it.
Yeah.
Because you can say, so we can get on a player's ass about, oh, we got to communicate. And I'm thinking, all right, coach wants me to communicate. All right, bet. Ball. I got gap. Like, I mean, it's better than nothing, I suppose. But like, you have to actually have a purpose behind it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've ran into a handful of players that do that communicate with a purpose, and you can tell they're actually like trying to make something happen, and it stands out. It stands out for sure. So the reason I wanted to bring up Phenom is because we were talking about honesty. And then I know that Coach D was with Phenom, and then so I had, when I played AAU, I played for him for a couple years. And then full circle, I ended up being his assistant when he was with Gateway. 2-3 years ago, whatever that was. So he's another guy that honesty is like, that's what he does, you know? Did you like, when you're in the gym seeing him coach for the first time, are you like, is it like the Spider-Man meme?
Oh yeah. I think that my guys, like I say that, when I say my guys, I guess I mean, I think the 16s in particular, I think the whole Phenom program that we had over here, I think that the 16s in particular would say that I'm more honest or more direct with my honesty. Like, but it's definitely the Spider-Man meme. Like, he definitely was like, no, I don't want that from you. Like, I'm like, yeah, I like that. I like that because I'm more so, hey, man, get the fuck. Like, it's I guess we saying the same thing, but we saying it differently. Hey, coach, I can shoot that thing. Man, stop talking to me, bro. Like, opposed to being like, no, I don't want that from you. So we saying the same stuff. So yeah, I think that he big on that too. I like his coaching style when it comes to he stops a play like a lot to teach in those moments, and you don't really see that a lot of times. Like, some people, they think they do it a lot, but they really don't do it a lot. They might run this motherfucker 12 times and they might have stopped it once. He might run it 12 times and stop at like 10. Like, I want this from. It was one time we was in practice and I brought in somebody to be my point guard, and at this particular moment, it was a guy on the team who I didn't want touching the ball at all. Because it was always like, I'm getting mine, I don't care what's going on. And then, but every time you thought like that, it was like legit a turnover. So if you had 12 possessions, I BS you not, bro. You might have went 9. I ain't talking about scoring, I'm talking about 9 turnovers. You might have went 2 for 10 or 2 for 12. I mean, you might have had 2 times that you had the ball, 12 times that you didn't turn it over. But the other 10 was like, it's off your foot, you falling over, somebody taking the ball going the other way. But like, so in this moment, that guy has the ball. And D like, we got to coach him up though, coach. I'm like, that's true. But at the same time, he ain't going to be in the game for me doing this shit. So why? So it's one of them things where it was like, but he could stop play. Give it back to blank, give it back to, so we can. And I'm like, this fucking shit hurt. But I liked it a lot because it was, I got mentors where I feel like they are different. I feel like if I have 4 mentors right now, and this ain't no knock at nobody else, if I have 4 mentors right now, it go Calvin Lee, it go Justin Mathis, it go Clemente Brooks, and then it go Darian Head. And it's not even like in a particular order. It's just more so of what I got from that person, how they helped me grow as a coach. Because me and Coach Lee are like 2 different people. So I like that. Me and Mathis are like 2 different people. Like, I like that. So, but like me and Brooks, it's kind of like the same person. Like, it's funny because his woman and my woman to be like at the games together, and like these 2 peas in a pod. Like, you know what I mean? So I think that's helping me be comfortable with me as a person, as a coach, because I'm seeing myself in the mirror essentially when it comes to like how we talk, how we coach and stuff like that. I like D because pause. I like
2 of them.
Yeah, I like his style of coaching because of it's the teaching element. I'm big on that. Like, I'm big on like being teaching in the moment. So therefore, now it's not on me because we taught that. We broke it down a million times. So now it's about you retaining the information. And I was like, dang, I ain't never think about it like that. So now my playbook, bro, I'm so giving player empowerment related, then in my playbook, my own personal playbook, I do a lot of handwriting plays. So therefore you won't, it's detail basically, but I do it in color coordinated. So I might have the 4 like in red. So if I send you, hey, look, I need you to look at the 4. Just follow this red line, bro. Like, you ain't got, a lot of times the lines get the blurry or whatever. People are like, oh, I thought I went this way, but no, the line, see, it went back out there. But it's like, but in my playbook, that mug might be red. It might shoot. And I can follow this. So I like that because that's how D coaches in person. Like, so when he's stopping it to be like, no, you gotta. So I feel like I got something from all of those guys, and I continue to get stuff from all of those guys. So
you color code your plays.
Yeah.
And then where do you? So you handwrite them in like different markers or something like that.
It's like right now it's like color pencils. I think they're erasable. Okay. So if I'm
So you have like a notebook or something you keep?
I got 2 like journals right now. I got 2 more coming from Amazon. And it's so bad. I need to get like, I got a playbook as well. I can even show you that mug. I got a playbook as well. It's like, it's not complete by any means, but it's like, I don't want to overload it as well. But it's like all the ones that I legit got to digital copies. Cause I never want to be ill prepared, bro. Like I never want to be like, what the hell are we doing with this one? So I find it for, there it go. Where it's like legit, like I got the index and all that, where it's like what page it's on. Like you can scroll up and look at the plays. Like I'm trying to tell you, I got like, and then I got it to the point where it's the language is on there as well. So I'm even highlighting the language. If I'm talking to the 2, that's in whatever color that the play was, for the 2 was in, the words is in that color. So you know who I'm talking to.
Damn. This is thorough as hell. Yeah, you got the like table of contents, the name of the play, and then what page it's on, and then pictures of the like half court. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1's in green, 2's in purple, 3's in blue, 4's in red, 5's in
orange, I think.
Orange.
Yellow, something like that.
Yeah, and then you break it down each image. And then like you said, but 2 and 3 are interchangeable as well as 4 and 5. And then 2 and 3, 4 and 5 are all in the same color.
Yeah.
Did you put all of this together?
Yeah. Like my journal is like the picture that you see up there. That's like my journal. It's like, I meant to bring the mugs, but I was rushing this morning. But like it gives me like lines to write on as well as half court on one side of if I open the book, one side of the page got half court, the other side of the page got full court. So it might be times where I might start on the half court on like it's on the right hand side. But then if I need to still go about it, I'll put it on the left hand side on the full court. So therefore I'm still, I ain't missing no details. Cause my job is to set you up for success. Like as a coach, I'm not even looking at it like, oh man, that kid suck. Nah, bro, cause I have to believe in the players I'm coaching. So I'm never gonna be like, this kid suck. I gotta find what you do well so we can help us as a group. So if one of my players wanna run point guard, if you can't tell me what Green do, you won't be playing my point guard. So I feel like I give all of y'all a digital copy because y'all on your phones 24/7. You want a hardback copy, you can get that mug too. Like it's times before practice, if I'm implementing a new play, I send it to the players. So if they don't have it, so say I'm like, oh, I thought about this last night. And I draw it up, write it out, everything. Snap the picture. The group chat got that mug. So now come tomorrow, when we working on this play, I can see who did what homework assignment. I can see who looked at this mug or whatever the case may have been. The 5 that know it, y'all gonna be the ones that running in practice. So when people be like, man, if my starter ain't doing this homework, he shouldn't be my starter. Like I get that he good. Hopefully everybody on this mug is, you know what I mean? Especially at higher levels. Like nobody in NBA is a bum. Nobody in college is a bum. So they got homework assignments. Like I've learned from college coaches going to coaching clinics and stuff like that where I've been in a college practice a couple of times. I've been to SLU practice. I've been to Mizzou practices, but I haven't been like the day-to-day college practice. They got early morning position workouts. So the guards would be with the guards, the bigs would be with the bigs and so forth and so on. Then they got afternoon workouts where that might be like skill development. And then they got nighttime workouts where that might be like the whole team working on, team structure shit. So it's like they got homework too while they at school doing homework. So I don't want to hear that you ain't, hey bro, who do you know the 5? Get out here.
Yeah. I like from like a time efficiency standpoint, the fact that you're like texting them a play or something the night before practice, so that way we're on the same page from the jump.
So if nothing else, and you don't know it, you didn't read it, that's fine. Not cool. I got the expression cool, but not cool. So the other ones that saw it, y'all finna watch them run it until you can't even sub in until you. Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So I'm telling y'all, and it's not, I don't be sending them like midnight. If I see it happen, and if I do send it super late, that ain't on you, it's on me. Now, granted, it depends on what time practice start. So if we practicing at 6 o'clock at night over the summer, the fuck was you doing all day? So you had time to still see it. Some of y'all don't go to bed till like 2 in the morning. You could have looked at that text in. I ain't asking for you to know, okay, he want me to do this, or he want me to do this. A lot of my playbook that you just saw, I'm telling you your reads or your options. So I'm doing the work for you. All you got to do is apply it. All you got to do is retain it. If you, like I said, you coming downhill in this mug and this man step up, that's a dunk to the dunker spot. You trying to take on 2 people and stuff. Sometimes you got to help the game help you. So if you get the ball up 3 times in a row, the next time he probably just don't even pick you up because you've been passing that mug the whole time. Now you up here with it. Yeah. It's like, damn. Run it again. I mean, that's again, they got to make a decision. Eventually, if we execute, I know every coach say this, if we execute the play the right way, bro, a missed shot ain't a bad thing. It happens. We missed the shot. A bad shot is a bad thing. It's 2 different things. I try to tell these kids that now. Y'all be so hung up on the fact that you missed a shot. It was a good look. I'm going to tell, that's just you, somebody we both know. I'm going to tell Tap Ash, you missed another 3. The boy shoot the shit out the ball, bro. He going to miss some 3s. But I don't want you to stop shooting that mug at all. Yeah. It's different if you turn around, spin, move, fade away over 3 people. Hey, bro, that's one I don't need. That's to me like a turnover. If I'm coaching my own team and I got my statistician over here, that's a turnover. To me, I know the stat ain't gonna say that, but to me, that's a bad shot can be a turnover, bro. Ain't no telling if it's a long rebound, it's a leak out, he throw that mug up there, it's an easy dunk. That's a 5-point swing. Just because you did some stuff that you ain't ever worked on. A lot of times y'all doing practice reps without no defense. When I'm training somebody in particular, I'm bringing somebody to guard them.
Got to, bro. Got to.
If I'm practicing with 2 people and you want to be a point guard, I'm bringing your big. It might not be your big, but I'm bringing a big. So you can be able to, okay, we screen and roll. Okay, he want this one. So I can still be a coach while I'm training. I can still be out. If I'm out there doing it with you, a lot of times, not that you might miss something, but it's different when I'm sitting here, okay, I need this, what I want. I'm going to show you. I'm going to break it down. Okay, now execute it. 2. All right. Y'all 2. Guard it. Same thing we worked on. Don't deviate from it, bro. You trying to go back to what's comfortable and reject the screen. Nah, that ain't what we working on. Find a way to beat this. Because we working on this. It's going to be people that might blitz you. You got to be able to see that. It might be, I tell the defense, next time, hard edge it. Next time, do drop coverage. Next time, blitz it, and you stay on his ass, don't move. Make him have to beat that and try to see what's up. So, but you can't, offense, you can't, whatever we worked on that day, you can't change it. Keep doing it. Because you don't know what coverage you're going to see. So you have to be used to seeing all that first to be able to have muscle memory. So if I'm working on hard head, shit, I could have split that mug. I could have brought it back. But you like, oh no, he hard hedging it, so I'm going to go over here. In real life, that going to help right there. So.
Yeah, that's a good, on your playbook, you had we're here to hoop, not be robots.
We hoopers, we ain't robots.
Yeah, I love that, bro. I was watching a college game. I was watching film a couple days ago, and there's a play where dude set a screen on the wing, and then he rolled. They had blitzed the ball screen, so then he's wide open in like that short roll area. But then the play is to go, after he sets that ball screen, is to go set a cross screen. And so he doesn't even realize he's open. He's just going to set the cross screen.
Robot. Yeah.
Yeah. They blitz him. He throws it to him, turnover. He's not looking for the ball. And so that's why I love what you're saying about, like, you're telling the defense to mix up the coverages without the offense knowing. Because there's this level of like adaptability and problem solving that you have to have. Because you can, I mean, we can go 5-on-0 all day and work on the reads, but context is important for like why you're doing what you're doing. How do you Because like I'm the same way with training. Is like if I don't have access to another person, like I can play dummy defense, whatever. If it's a 1-on-0 workout, there's a ton of ways to still get better.
Yeah.
Any chance I have for dummy defense, whatever it is, best believe we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Best believe we're going to do it. Is that, so Phenom, when you're the head coach and you're in practices, you're choosing like what drills and stuff to do. How much of it is on air? How much of it is with defense?
It depends. First, it depends on if everybody at the fucking gym or not, because you know how that go.
AAU especially.
Man, if I got the numbers, then once we run through it and everybody runs through it, let's just say 5 times. Just throw it nice, not round, but nice, because you can't go through that shit 10 times at an AAU practice. You only got like an hour and a half, 2 hours max. So we might be stuck on that mug the whole time. Plus, like you said, I'm stopping, I'm teaching. That's what coaching is. So I might be like, no, you gotta. So I can't do 10 times, but I can do enough that y'all have an understanding of it. So subbing in constantly, I make people say, for instance, like Nelly. He was my best player on the team, followed by Dre and Dorian. But like them is my top 3. Like, I don't care how. Some days Dorian might be the best player. Some days it might be Dre. But to me, Nelly had the best upsides or whatever the case might be. But anywho, I would have him watching like multiple things. I would have Dorian, you might be the 1 on this one, but you might be the 2 on this too, depending on what's going on, depending on who guarding you or whatever the case might be. So when they come to the sideline, let the other people go out there and do it, they're like, okay, now I need you to watch the green. Or now I need you to watch, you know what I mean? So therefore, no matter how the rotation falls, so I don't like, I know that's not answering your question right now. I'm going to pause it and I'm going to get back to it. I don't like seeing people always scrimmage the starters versus the second unit because of people foul out a lot or get in foul trouble quick, or people just might be off, or they might not have the energy. So you might be your typical starters might be down 2 people for lack of energy and for fouls. They never scrimmaged with the 2 people I'm subbing in. So because of that, I try to make sure that people ain't only playing one position at all times, because you're not going to limit me as a coach. So if this person I'm bringing in only play the 5, but my 5 is needed out there, the starter, so now I got 2 bigs out there. One of y'all, okay, so I had both of them, like you said, interchangeable. So I might have both y'all in practice start off running the 5. But when I put it back out there again, I might hit both y'all out there and let y'all decide who's going to have what position. But y'all both got to learn both positions. You never know. I might have to go big this game. So both y'all got to be out there. So one of y'all going to be like, okay, I'm the 4 this time. Obviously, I'm going to tell sometimes, but sometimes I want to see how y'all figure it out. But so anyway, to answer your question, I do a lot of 5-on-0s to get it. But after that, it's live. So it might be 5 possessions each time as far as 5-on-0s. And then after that, so you got 5 reps at that position. You got 5. You got this. Okay, yeah, I'm taking pose. Who got to see it again? Come on now. I told you at the beginning, I'm about honesty. Who got to see it again? All right, now when we go live, I don't want to hear it. Oh, let me see it one. Okay, then come on. So then once everybody say they got it, I might switch up the rotation, tell who to guard who. You know what I mean? So now let me see it. And then I'm like, what I get from D, I'm stopping it to coach. We just worked on this with no dummy defense. So now ain't no dummy defense. They playing defense. In real life, ain't no dummy defense. They playing defense. So in training, when I'm training my daughter, I'm bringing somebody to go guard her out. Sometimes I get out there and guard her. It's definitely a fucking huge advantage of that. But you gonna play against somebody who this ain't. I can't stand the reclassifying or holding back and all that stuff, because when you get to where you're trying to go, they're not like, they older than me, I can't play. Oh man, they stronger than me. That's life, bro. Like if you trying to go play at a high level in college, they not gonna not play you because of I'm gonna hold back, so I can play against people that ain't as good as me. That ain't how that work, especially not at the main level. At the league, ain't nobody, Melo ain't as strong as Giannis, so he can't play that night. Yes, you is. But so to answer your question, I maybe if I run it 10 times total, half and half, I try to do it as much as possible because the game is played 5 versus 5. and it's not played versus let them catch the ball on the wing. Like even in like drills, if we doing shell drill, don't let them catch shit. Smack the ball again. Keep on. He got to get open. Yeah. He has to get open. We setting that tone now, bro. And yeah, I know we working on shell drill. I know I'm coaching who flying to help and who cutting off and meeting them at the baseline or who stopping rotation up top or who got two and who community. I'm coaching all that. But at the same time, don't let them catch shit. Because in the game, we ain't letting you catch shit. We bar pressure, I like to count deflections. Because deflections can be out of bounds, still a little 30-second lip breather. Deflections can be steals going the other way. Deflections can be him catching the ball 15 feet away opposed to him catching the ball on the block. He was prepared to work on the block. Now he got to do 2 more dribbles. We can dig in deep enough for that. Pause. And then get up out of there. You know what I mean?
3 of them. Keep track.
So you can don't let them catch anything. I don't care we doing shell defense. I don't care we doing shell drill. We still are in basic principles at all times. So yeah.
I'm a huge fan of deflections. I'm a huge fan of lately I've been thinking about what doesn't happen. As I'm watching a game, as I'm watching film, I'm thinking about what doesn't happen.
Like who should have cut and they didn't. Stuff like that.
More so like, so Brooke Lopez. I was watching the sorry ass Bucks a while back, and Brooke Lopez was guarding the rim, and then someone drove, and as they're driving, they can see Brooke Lopez there, and you can see him process. Okay, it's not going to be smart to go up for a shot because he's going to block it. So let me dribble out or kick it out and then reset. That doesn't show up as a block shot. It doesn't show up in any like analytics or whatever. Deflections are part of that. Like, because that makes an impact on the game.
Yeah.
If they know that, okay, this defender, he's really good with deflections. Pocket pass is probably there, but I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna risk it. Let me throw it out. It creates this like, it's a mind game. It's a presence, Mathis was talking about, he heard this coach talk about people get tons more deflections just by having their hands out wide, like in the gap or whatever, like this instead of just normal. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. It's, I call them, hands high, hands wide. Hands high, hands wide. So if you closing out, people teaching close out with 2 hands up top, I don't like that. But if people teaching close out like that, have them motherfuckers high. Somebody gonna pull up over you. And if they teaching, be wrong when you got to be active, bro. So even this shots, it's dig hands, just swiping up instead of swiping down. It's a foul. Most times they looking to swipe down, but if you get your dig hand down there, you swiping up. So whatever, if the ball is in the person's left hand, my right hand should be out so they can't just drive this way. But this dig hand hurt for the crossover. Let me smack it back over this way because my hand's still over here. Like I just teach basic principle stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm big on even if you deflect the ball, he might pick that mug up and now let it hit the ground. Goofy. If you deflect the ball, let that mug bounce, pick it back, or dribble still alive. Reflex be, oh, shit. Now you stuck. Now dead. You know what I mean? But yeah.
So talk about the process. So I mentioned Mathis. Take me through the process of deciding. So where were you at? Where were you coaching at before Webster?
I started at U City, so in between U City and Webster, I was at the school Northpoint for a semester. I'm trying to say a season.
So you went from Northpoint to Webster.
Yes.
So take me through like, the thought process of like after that season at Northpoint, did the like pieces just align to where like you knew it was time to kind of look for a new coaching gig?
Oh yeah, Northpoint. With all due respect, they helped me develop my coaching voice because I was a head coach of a program.
Nice.
Everywhere else, I was just an assistant, and I was trying not to ruffle feathers. Like I was telling you about that before, like not knowing when to pop in or what I should say because it might agree with what the head coach is saying. So a lot of times you might catch one of them head coaches that be like, no, not that shit. It's like, You brought me in to be an assistant, whether that's me agreeing with you or not. There's ways to be like, nah, I don't like that message, opposed to being like, nah, shut the hell up. So they let me develop my coaching voice. So now I can command the gym because I was able to be a head coach at the freshman level at Northpoint. So no shot at them. It was just bad basketball out there. Like, no, it's people that haven't played basketball before, like they don't get, like I had maybe 17 people try out and they wanted me to keep like 15 people. Like, and I'm like, so I can't cut nobody? Like, that's what you're telling me. But it's stuff like that where it was like, I ended up having 11 people because people like either got ineligible, got hurt or something, quit or something like that. But from Northpoint to AAU, I feel like it helped me find myself on my own accord, opposed to being somebody's assistant. So yeah, I'm an assistant coach. That's not to be bragging or nothing. That's more so because I feel like I need to still learn some stuff, not because I can't be a head coach, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm really comfortable and confident that if I got a head coaching job tomorrow, I'll be good to go. But why not learn from somebody that's as polished as Mathis? Why not learn from somebody that's as polished as Coach Lee? You know what I mean? Like, that's two. Well, one of them is a Hall of Famer, and the other one is a future Hall of Famer, like in the Missouri Basketball Association. Like, these are people that like. So it's like I want to absorb all the knowledge prior to doing so. But I feel like the journey between the Northpoint and Webster was like me defining my confidence, or me finding it, or me defining how I want to be a coach, or me what will I and what won't I accept, like the non-negotiables. Shaka Smart, when we was at Chicago for a recruit look, he was up there and he was saying nothing's negotiable, like nothing. If this is what we doing, I say something similar to that, but I cracked this joke, and if you know me, you know it's just a joke. I say I'll negotiate with terrorists, and these kids are terrorists. They trying to do what they want to do. They ain't. I'm not negotiating with you, bro. Like, I need this. If you're not going to do this, I'm going to find somebody to do this. My job as a coach is to find somebody better than you. It's my job as a coach. Your job is to make sure I can't do that. Somebody gonna do their job. Somebody getting paid to do their job at the high school level or the AAU level or whatever. One of us not. Somebody, I got kids and wives that not wives, but you know what I mean? I got a wife and kids that I got to make sure is taken care of. So you're not finna come in between me providing for my family. You know what I mean? So I feel like I found myself as a coach and what I will and won't tolerate versus how I want to be as a coach. Like, so Northpoint helped me do that because I was able to like get the gym by myself, like for my freshman team, and I'm not having they got bad habits on the varsity level or the JV level. Like, I don't believe in walking in basketball. So we can run all day. If that's what y'all want to do. Don't walk on my court, bro. When you subbing like you want to play. It's this funny joke that one of my favorite players on the team, Huddy, our first game of the season, I'm coaching, right? But I'm making the sub. So I'm like, Huddy, but I'm still coaching. I don't see him or feel him walk past me to go to the scorers table, right? To sub in. I look over. He looking at me like, I say, bro, I ain't call you because I like you, bro. Get your ass in the game. Like, but nah, they haven't played basketball before. I subbed in one dude. He walked right on the court. I like, what the So it's stuff like that I needed that because of I was working with what they call the bare bones of basketball. I don't feel like it can get worse than that, bro. And I'm not even trying to no shot at them because toward the end of the season, we might have finished off strong. And I hate to keep saying like that. This is just facts. You can look it up. We might have ended off the season the best team in the building. Like, it was rough at first, but like I said, the last like 7 games, we won like 5-2. But like everybody else at whatever level, but I had to work with non-hoopers. Like, nobody hooped. Like, bro, I mean, nobody played basketball. I got a team full of baseball players, somebody a goalie in soccer. Like, I got that type of stuff I'm working with, bro. And it's like I'm asking them, what's y'all, why y'all even here? Like, over a while, and dudes say, oh, because my friends hoop, so I wanted to come. I'm like, I'm talking about So I needed that experience to be able to see you can do this. If you can turn this into ending the season off on a 5-2 finishing record, maybe you need to see what real challenges you can handle with.
So then that had to have been pretty rejuvenating to go from that to now at Webster, where it's run like a college program.
Yeah, I tell Mathis that all the time. I tell him all the time, you are not a high school coach. You coaching in high school, bro. It's a difference. I tell him that every time. You can ask him. I tell him that every time. I say, you're not a high school coach. You coaching in high school. Like you said, it's ran like a college program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you seek out Webster? Or how did you like get to the interview part?
I had interviewed with, I want to say 6 schools, 2 of which was like, I'm not going to say the school names that I basically just interviewed to perfect my interviewing skills.
Okay.
But the other 4 was like,
shit, that's smart.
The other 4 was like legit. I ended up getting the 4 that I legit was interested in, end up all offering me a position. I don't know if I should I say those? No, nah, it's cool.
Better safe than sorry.
You're right. So it came down to all 4 of them, but 2 was like top tier, and then the other 2 was like the second tier.
Okay.
So between those 2, excuse me, they both offered me the same role, assistant varsity, basically like the associate head coach type of thing. The varsity assistant, the number 1 spot or whatever, the right hand man type of tip. The other one, it wasn't like a bad program or a bad school. I just didn't get the same connection that I got when I interviewed with like Mathis. When I interviewed with the other coaches, it was like, okay, yeah, I can see myself. You know what I mean? But when I interviewed with Mathis, it was like, he was like, hey, if you want to get to practice early, if you go right after practice, you can sit in. I'll leave a chair with the practice plan out for you, and you can really see how we get down. And I'm like, I like that. That's like something I had never been at. You would come late to the interview because you was at practice or something like that, or you wouldn't think to invite me. You know what I mean? It's just something like that where he felt, I always felt included.
Yes.
It was never like, oh yeah, you going on over there somewhere. It was like, nah, what you think? How you feel? Like, even when it's a disagreement, people post to disagree, bro. So if I'm like, I think this, he's like, nah. He more of a, well, why? Without saying, well, why? You know, Mathis, he might not ask you why, but he'll let you explain what you see or what you feel. And I feel like a lot of coaches that I've been around don't do that. They just be like, no. But like, okay.
Yeah. Dude, that's really rare. I wouldn't say rare, but like there's a lot of programs and teams, no matter what level, where it's like the head coach, what he says goes. It's his way or the highway type of deal. And so a program like Webster, because even before that, when I played for Blossom and Stalkup, and it was the same thing that Mathis is doing now. Like they're incredible at incorporating the assistant coaches. They're giving you guys time to, in practice, you're like addressing the entire gym. I think that's incredible, especially like you were saying, you enjoyed High Point? Northpoint.
Yeah.
High Point's a restaurant. Because you were able to like fine tune your head coaching skills and stuff. I'd imagine you're getting a lot of that at Webster also, while being an assistant.
Well, yeah. I think that stuff as small as like popping in this classroom, and I might draw up on the board real quick what I was thinking. And then in those moments, we are like, okay, so, but I tell them all the time, if I ever draw up any play, I always counter it with how would I guard it. So that's why a lot of times I feel like my plays be, I don't want to say unguardable. I feel like a lot of my plays are, I might got from, like you said, I ain't gonna say none of them. Maybe half of my plays are plays that I legit drew up myself. So the other half I got from somewhere. But my playbook is a mixture of whatever I feel might work for any amount of, so you know what I mean? I might have a team where we got guard heavy. I might have a team where it's more traditional with an actual big or so, but I put all that stuff in the playbook. So at any given moment, okay, this might work for this particular team. Mathis does a great job of always allowing that to be the case. So if I come in there with something I thought about, let's say he likes a lot of screen away, tight curls, and then peel backs. And let's say I'm more, well, why can't we never, if you're going to do that over time, people will be able to scout that. I can just have whoever is screening away just stay at the nail. And then, so now your tight curl isn't there. And I can just have whoever is getting screened to just pop up top so the peel back isn't there. So it's like a mini switch. So then once the ball get reversed, you can just get your people back. But it's like we can slip some of those too. Yeah, but if I still have that person who's screening away, if I have who's guarding him drop at the nail, the slip isn't there. Because it's his man slipping. So he right there again. But I was like, if you set like a double away sometimes, he can come off of that, turn into maybe a zoom action. Now it's a whole wide open lane coming down here. So it's like a lot of times where it's like that, it's like I'm not being the head coach, but like in those particular moments, I'm able to talk through with the head coach. And he might be like, oh shit, I fuck with that. Yeah, we can do this one. So it's not like I did something as far as I'm cool with working behind the scenes. You know what I mean? I don't have to be in my assistant coaching role, it's not like you need to know I made this play up. I don't care if you know I made the play up or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if Mathis or Coach Lee or whoever I'm assistant to takes the play that I came up with just talking to them and they execute it, to me it's like, yeah, I did that. But I'm never going to be like, I drew this shit up, bro. That was all me. Like, why does it matter? You know what I mean? So, yeah. But as far as in practice goes, I like the fact that, like you said, you able to address the team. And he'll let you get the floor until he ready to step in. But a lot of coaches, like you said, it's been like, I got it. Like,
yeah.
All right, but they're not getting it from you. Like, I'm cool with being on the sideline saying, like, I'm cool reiterating what they said to the player individuals because you might learn better one-on-one. So he was talking to the whole gym, and you might be like, I don't get this shit. But I come over there and be like, okay, he was saying. And you're like, oh, I get that. So I like it both ways. So I feel like as a head coach, you can't really get that one-on-one a lot of times.
Yeah.
I feel like if I'm a head coach, or when I'm a head coach, I feel like I want to find a way to be able to get them that one-on-one time during the practice still. So even if it's, you watch them now, and I'm like, hey, come here. You know what I mean? Sometimes coaches don't deviate, but you have assistants so you can be able to, okay, I need you to go do this. I need you to go do this because I'm finna go. Mm-hmm. So I've seen coaches where they give out that's more so in college, where they give out the powers to the assistants and they just manage and they looking around, they making sure. You see a lot with football. If you go to like a football practice, the head coach isn't always the one but he's making sure everything, he's overseeing, if you will, for lack of better words, everything. So I feel like I want to be that kind of coach where I'm able to see. So y'all able to listen to the assistant coach and give them the same respect that y'all give me. Some programs don't do that. Some programs, the kids don't even trip off the assistant coach.
Yeah. Yeah, because the players can kind of tell.
If they following on the coach lead.
Yeah, and they can tell that the assistant, like, oh, he doesn't have pull, like he doesn't really have an influence. Mm-hmm. So fuck I look like,
Yeah.
That's real. That's real. And that's a good point that some players learn better one-on-one. I hadn't really thought about it like that.
Yeah.
That's a good point. How would you compare Webster practices, just the program as a whole, whatever you want to speak on? How would you compare Webster to other programs that you've been a part of or just kind of seen?
It's not my phrase that I coined or anything like that, but I like the controlled chaos. Like Mathis doesn't play out of bounds or fouls. Mm-hmm. So they at the bleachers and shit fighting for the ball or whatever. He like, get it back in. Like, I'm like, damn. But I like that because games are chaotic. And a lot of times if that's a foul, you stop play, your kids are looking for foul calls now. So yeah, I get calling them every. I feel like I want to implement a mixture, I guess, where it's not so much chaos, if you will. But I do want to toe that company line with how he does it, where it's like it's no out of bounds, like not until like what we call fourth quarter, not until the end of the practice. So say the last 30 minutes of practice, we call it the fourth quarter or something like that. So now we calling fouls, and now
and that's new.
Yeah,
yeah.
So, but up until that moment, it's a free fall. It's a WWE hardcore match or something. So I like that because it's making them guys tougher, and I haven't seen it anywhere else. So that alone, as far as like coaching, as far as like a high competitive level practice, I feel like people don't do that enough. Like, cause again, you can see so many. So they're not getting back on defense, but I heard you can't fix your mouth to look for no. You know you ain't getting one.
Yeah.
You know you're not getting one. So you got to get back on defense. You got a next play mentality developed.
And that helps too in games. Because like you said, when you're driving, you're worried about making it or making the right read. You're not thinking, oh, let me draw this foul.
Yeah.
Or in my experience, like that's how it was. I get a little drop off pass. I'm going up. Mm-hmm. I don't have, it's just a habit to not think about the contact. I'm just going up, trying to make it
anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
It ain't your job to call a foul. That's the referee job. And I'm big on do your fucking job, bro. Your job ain't to call fouls. Your job, you complaining for a foul call ain't gonna change the referee mind.
Yeah.
Like if he thought it was a foul, he would have called a foul. Right, wrong, or indifferent. We know how they might be the most hated individuals on the face of the earth when you're watching a professional or even any kind of sporting event is the referees. Their decision is still quote unquote final. So if they don't think you was fouled, you bitching and complaining or waving your hands or oh my God or not getting back on defense ain't gonna make him. Matter of fact, it might make him blow a tech.
Yeah.
So you still ain't get your foul call. So you got to play through it. Like I say all the time, I used to box when I was growing up, so I'm cool with contact. So you smack shit out of me, I'm going up for a layup, and this mug, I'm more concerned did it go in, because it ain't my job to call a foul. And not trying to be funny. I teach when I'm training people, they want to be like killers. I tell them all the time, I ain't never seen no killer cry. I ain't never seen no killer whine. Like they do that shit behind closed doors. You know what I mean? So you want to, I'm a killer, man. I'm gonna go get mine and this and this. But you, oh my God, that was a foul. You can't be both, bro. The referee gonna respect you more for you not whining for the foul call. You might get a hella free throw attempts because you ain't bitching about no foul call.
Yeah.
And you can even talk to him, hey, ref, you ain't, man. I'll look for it. You know what I mean? So now going forward, he prone to look for it because you ain't show him up. Mm-hmm. So I teach. I play chess. So my wife said I got a chess man all the time. So I teach that kind of stuff. You make it to say, ref, he got me on the arm a little bit, didn't he? The ref might even be like, oh yeah, I mean, but you know, it wasn't that. You all right? You know what I mean? But next time,
yeah. 2 episodes ago, I had Lamar Howard on here, who is a Webster alumni.
Okay.
Graduated in 2004, I think, something like that. He's a ref. So he'll be reffing high school games this year, and he was reffing college games this past fall.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things we're talking about is he told a story about he was reffing a game, and he made a call for a foul. Mm-hmm. And as soon as he made it, he knew he fucked it up. It wasn't a call. But then we were talking about how like it's the integrity of the game. Like you said, a ref, you can't foul. Never mind. Nah, my bad. I take it back. You can't do that. Even though you knew you fuck up immediately, you have to just stand on your call. So that is a good point of like, I've always thought about that is like complaining to him. Oh, that's a foul, blah, 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 whatever. He's not going to, okay, you're right. Let me, but I do think there is this, like, it's a chess game, you're kind of, holding the ref accountable maybe, or just like, hey, like we both know that was a foul type thing. So I think there is some benefit to like telling a ref you think he messed it up.
Yeah, and that's the time and place for that. Like you can miss that call right then. The next dead ball that you go get, you might sprint to that dead ball so you can give it to the ref so you can tell him, hey man, he hit me on my arm, bro. Oh man, yeah. You know, the refs are human, bro. They human, bro. They gonna make mistakes like you gonna make mistakes. So I got plenty of texts in my life. Player, coaching, like going off on a ref. That's heat of the moment battle. But at the same time, as a man now, it's like, okay, I don't like you talking to me like that because I don't want you talking to me like that. So it's like I'm ref. Come on, man. You have to be like the worst ref in America for me to be like, you fucking idiot. I can't believe it. But like, if it's like it's gonna be okay, man. Like at what point is it you ain't? But I think that one of the things that I feel like that I'm noticing about myself is I tend to merge like a lot of sports together. So me being a former player, like I play baseball, basketball, football, box. So in boxing terms, we not letting the game go to decision or the match go to the decision because the eye test is different. I might think the best player with the most upsides in the NBA right now might be Jonathan Kuminga. You might think it's Evan Mobley. I agree, but we see two different things. So I'm not letting this boxing match let somebody else tell me who won this mug. I'm be applying pressure the whole time. So whoever if it does go to the decision, you can't be like, I think he won. No. What was you watching? But in basketball, it's different. If you don't call my foul, ref, I'm coming at it again. If you don't call that foul, ref, I'm coming at it. So now the crowd gonna be like, oh my! Now you foul because of you know that maybe you missed them three, but the world didn't miss them three. You the only one that's right. So the other coach might even be like, ooh, we got away with that one. So everybody in this gym. See that you ain't make the right call. Apply pressure on it. Do it again. Do it. Go. Man, coach, he smacked shit out of me. Go get smacked again, bro. He gonna have to call a foul. So even if he don't call it the net, what you doing, bro? Foul. 14 got the because he keep missing them, he ain't gonna keep missing them. He gonna it was on his end. Cool, I ain't stepping on his toes. But if it's a continuation, if it's 3, 4, 5 in a row, he like, okay. It's 3 on the court. Somebody gonna call that mug, and it may not be him. So do it again. Apply pressure. Make him make a decision. So make him make the call. So in basketball, it's different. I kind of merge them together, but it's opposite. In boxing, we ain't going to decision. I'm trying to sleep him. But in basketball, because ultimately it's the ref decision to make the call. So go again. Do it again. Feed him. Go back to the post. Whatever just happened, go do it again.
I love that.
Go do it again.
Yeah, because if the ref feels like, so he drives to the hoop, goes up, feels like there was contact or whatever, he ain't call it. Then the ref is probably thinking on his way down the court, okay, maybe missed that one. Mm-hmm. Do it again. They're more likely to make the call, whether there was more of a foul or not.
And you might even get some BS now. You might even get the
makeup call.
Yeah, the first one could have been more like a little more than marginal. This next one might be the opposite way. It might be a little less than marginal. Mm-hmm. But you got that call. You said a makeup call because then I messed that last one up. So anybody that's a real person, like not a fanatic, I know is what fan is short for, you're going to be like, all right. But you're not mad because you got one away already. You got the first one in your favor. Damn, I can't get nothing. It's the relationship again. I can't get nothing. Everything is going to be in your favor, bro. Come on now. Like as a coach, it's a chess game. It's like, oh, you got it. Yeah, man, you could have called the first one. You're going to call one down. Like this one down. My man got a foul on the one he didn't foul on, but he didn't get the foul where he did foul on him. So it's one of them things where it's a flip of a coin. Again and back. Do it again. Do it again. I'm about physicality on all fronts. Like my wife said, I'm cool. I'm comfortably uncomfortable. If in an uncomfortable situation, I'm still comfortable. I don't duck no chaos. I don't duck no confrontation. And that's in like, I'm comfortable, bro. Go be comfortable in this chaotic environment. Go be comfortable when it's, oh man, it's confrontation. Okay, somebody gonna fold. It ain't gonna be us. It ain't gonna be us. So that means by technicality, if it's 2 people and we ain't folding, they folding. You running away from it ain't gonna solve it. So now they see, oh, he on the ropes, he running away. They gonna chase you down.
And that's why I like Webster practices. It's because, like you said, it's chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
You got people yelling at you.
Yeah. Screaming.
Hey,
Matt is gonna
lose his voice.
I'm like, how you don't? He has to drink like tea.
I was about to say
like,
some green tea or something.
He has to have like it in the morning and in the afternoon, and he got to have a different one at nighttime. It has to be some kind of like whatever singers do to get their voice and they shit together.
Yeah.
I refuse to believe that he ain't doing that stuff, man.
Some like honey tea,
man.
A cough drop.
I knew this one singer used to have this towel over their head and breathing in like the humidifier or whatever. Yeah. He got to be doing that type of stuff because I don't know how he still have his voice. And I'm like, dude, like it's times where I pull up to the game with like a free advertisement again, like a Starbucks medicine bond tea. Shout out to Coach T. That's my dog. She in Chicago. That's who put me on with the Bulls. She put me on that drink where we screaming all day. We yelling at the top of our lungs. We in the Bulls practice facility where we it's 2 huge ass courts in this mug. So we really got to be defense. Like whatever we saying, we got to be loud with that. So my first day, I'm like, oh man, I'm fucked up, man. She like, hey man, get this. It's my wife's best friend. She like, get this tea, get some cough drops. You gonna be straight. So I'm like, it got to be some remedies that Mathis ain't telling nobody because this dude be going.
He's got the secrets.
Yeah,
man. So when you are not coaching and not, so when you watch basketball, is it? So you probably watch film of like Webster, the team you're coaching at the time. Are you more so, other than that, are you watching NBA, college, other sports more so? What are you doing?
I love sports, period. So to answer your question, yes. To all, I love it. I love watching college for program building because obviously that's the trajectory. My goal is to be, just me being honest with you, I want to be a general manager of an NBA team. That's the end goal for me. But I call it my checklist. I want to check off all this shit though on the way up there. I don't want to just be like, coach high school? Nah, I'm a GM. No, I won't. It's like having a degree in something. No one knows, or no one would assume that you can do a job until they know that you at least had the training for it. So a lot of times you go to college, you ain't been on accounting before, but because you took classes, they think that, oh, well, he should be able to do this. So for me, that's like basketball. If I coach at high school, then I coach at a head coach at high school. Then I go to college, and I'm coaching at college. And then I go to the league, and I'm coaching in the league. It's like, oh, well, he did all this, so we should listen to what he's saying more often than not. But I like program building in college because like basketball in particular is the players or the team is nothing but a reflection of the coach. So my favorite team to watch hoop in college is Houston. I fucking love Coach Sampson. I'm talking about everything about dude. I'm like, man, he like my like if I meet him and Eric Spoelstra, I can dive basketball. I can stop. I ain't got to coach nothing else no more. I met them. I'm cool enough with that. But Houston, I'm like, they get after it. And then Nate Oates in Alabama, I'm like, man, they like you don't look at Alabama and think they're gonna be good. But they getting busy. Like Bruce Pearl and Auburn. Like so I'm watching like program developers. Like I'm putting my stamp on this. So if I'm going down, it's because of my shit didn't work. Not because somebody else shit didn't work. And Houston ain't got like no quote unquote guy on their team. But all them dudes gonna get after it. Like I watch Auburn and John A. Broome just at the Maui Invitation. When I say dude, man, listen, I don't know. He was good last year, but I don't know what he did between last year and this year. Where it's like I'm the best player in the country. But so in college, I watch it for like program development as well as the actual game. Excuse me. And in the NBA, it's the same thing, but it's different. It's like that team is missing. Me and D was talking about, we was driving to Kansas City, and he was asking me the Thunder last year. it's no shot at anybody, so please don't feel no kind of way. It's just my personal opinion. I never saw what they saw in Josh Giddey. Like, he didn't fit with the new Thunder. Like, he was there first. You know what I mean? He was there before, like, the Shades. He was there before that. Maybe not before. You know what I mean? The time he didn't. When this a new team and he doesn't fit on that team. So I was like, they need to bring in like a Tobias Harris or like a DeMar DeRozan or somebody that fit with how they wanted to play, but also was more mature. I guess they thought that would be, Alex Caruso. But it was like, I'm missing like a legit like wing that is a mature wing. So when I see basketball, like let's say the Hawks, I was big on, if I was the Hawks and they went to the Eastern Conference Finals, I said they should have called New York and seen what they wanted for Julius Randle, because the Hawks back then didn't have a low post presence to slow the game down in the playoffs. But like Milwaukee doesn't have one of them, but they have Giannis. You know what I mean? So if need be, Giannis can go down there and beat you up or something like that. But like so I watch NBA like in the GM mode as well as like a coach mode. So a fan, obviously, at the whole sport, I got this saying where, now this is trademark, so don't steal my stuff while I'm suing y'all, where I say I'm a former player, or a former player, current coach, forever student. So I'm watching the game. I'm still a fan. Even in high school, I'm like, oh, that dude dope. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm watching it for different reasons, or it might take away from something that's different from something else. Like they say, even when me and you was talking, I was like, I heard a European coach say that they looking for the man that's guarding too, and they call that the cap. They trying to take advantage of that cap. So like, I'm still in that. Like, I'm like, hey, we putting the cap on this one. We trying to put him in the decision making because we don't trust that he gonna make the right one. Now, what I would do, this is free game for somebody. If somebody guarding too, I will always have somebody cut, and whoever's up top would be the one that's cutting, because most likely he's going to pick him up, and then he can just fill and replace. But that's just free little game for coaching. So if you teaching that, I would teach that, because if he guarding too, the moment he cut to the basket, if he don't move, layup. Yeah. But and if he do, wide open, he can't guard both of them. But if you have them standing still and they both like this, then he can guard both of them, or at least he can occupy one while the recovery on the second end. But no, we trying to take advantage of that. And then I also spent it to say, like, I would have a cap on a particular person as well. So let's say if y'all switching a lot and you having a guard. When I was at U City, I felt like Kobe Jones was one of the best point guards in the city that I seen with that ball on the street.
Shout out to Kobe Jones.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
I'm not having you guard him, but the teams might keep switching. Every time, come set it again, because he gonna have to come guard Kobe, and we gonna clear it out. So we gonna cap him. We gonna on 14, we capping 14. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Shout out to Kobe, man.
That's my dude, man.
Yeah.
I tell him I always get so mad at him, because I'm like, if you just pull up at the mid-range, but you unguardable, because you just either going all the way to the rim or you passing that mug every time. So no one, I can do drop coverage against you all the time, but now he doing pull-up mid-range. I was like, about time? So he can always laugh at me when I say that. Same with like Lee Williams III. My guy at U City, he a big guard, no pun intended. But he was playing like too finesse for my liking. You 6'5", you probably like 185. You playing at high school against dudes who like 6'2", 145, and you not dominating him. I mean, I ain't saying go to the post, but you got to make him feel you on them dribbles, bro, going to the basket. But now he had a JUCO, I think.
Swick?
Yeah, I think that's where he at. And he like, man, they teach me how to be a big guard. I said, man, get off my phone, bro. He's like, no, coach, I know. I'm like, I was giving you that at junior year. Like, come on now. But I like to see that the ones that I was like around, like, do the stuff. And they say you had to hear, that was my first coaching job. So I can get why y'all was reluctant to do so. Like you said, man, the coach knew, and I ain't never heard dude before, but over time they started listening to me more, to the point where Coach E would be like, man, go get your guys, bro, because them the ones that was listening to you more. But it was like they still wasn't listening. So now y'all playing college ball and y'all like, yeah, get off my phone, man. I was telling y'all that 2 years ago. But yeah, they got JC, shout out to him, and Taylor. JD got something working over there, man. Him and Terry, Terry Evans.
At U City?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and my guys still, that's all I love over there.
Yeah, Kobe's at Westminster with my guy Sean.
Oh, yeah.
And Holmes, who went to Webster last year.
Yeah. Back I got, I think they had a nice little four. They had him. It was Kobe, Lee, Mayel, and JC, Jaden Creighton. They had them four. I thought they were going further. Then
They made some noise in the playoffs, though, didn't they? I forget how far you guys went.
The year I was there, I think lost in the first round to Soledad at St. Charles.
That was last year?
That was the year before last year. Last year,
Okay.
I don't know what they was doing. I don't know how far they went. But yeah, man, I like seeing the ones that I'm around like go places. Like it's obvious that two of them, I don't even want to say their names on the podcast because forget them. But but like Scotty and Miles, they got high ceilings. But like I love them dudes, man. Like not even as like basketball players, like as dudes. Like I love them dudes. So you expect for them to go places like that, but when you seeing people like Kobe or Lee or something like that taking the road less traveled to try to get their dreams accomplished, I'm rooting for them at all times.
Yeah. And that's why I got a lot of respect for someone like Kobe.
Yeah.
And Sean and Holmes and like anyone that is or at some point was like fighting for minutes or like trying to climb up the rotation. It's the road less traveled, especially in college. Like that's how you see a lot of guys stop playing.
They quit. Yeah.
They quit. And so just the fact that Kobe and everyone, like they keep showing up, that puts you in the top percentile, because a lot of other people wouldn't want to do it.
Man, that dude, man, and he like so dope. Like if he consistently does that mid-range pull-up I was telling him to do, it's going to be really hard to try to stay in front of that dude, man. You can't get into drop coverage now because that mid-range is money, and then you can't come up because he right past, you know what I mean? So watching his growth and development it's been something to see.
So let's talk a little rap, man, to close it out.
All right.
I'm not gonna put you on the spot just yet. Who are you bumping?
My wife, my best friend, so I mention her a lot. So I hope that everybody finds that in a relationship. But
Facts.
excuse me, I say I have an interchangeable 5 that I get so mad because I can't. I'm always taking somebody out, but it's only momentarily until they get like a new project or new songs or something. I'm like, son of a bitch, I got to move them back in there. But like my 5, if my favorite is different than my best.
Bet. All right, this is an important distinction. So give me your like favorite.
My favorites is Kevin Gates, is Montana 300, is K Camp. AK Camp, my guy.
Slept on, bro.
Man,
Slept on.
Yeah, I got them 3 are like, they like solidified in my 5. But then my other, they be interchangeable a lot. So I say, I used to bump Dave East a lot, but then not so much anymore. It's not nothing against them or anything like that. I just felt like other people has been like, but like Kendrick, J. Cole, like those people are like, it's Money Man. Like I got my 5 favorites is K Camp, Money Man, Kevin Gates, Montana 300, and then the 5th one I always be like, So, and then there's Lil Baby. Them my 5. That's like my favorite ones to listen to. But then when you talk about like who the best, that's a different conversation. Because now my new 5 favorite would be like Simba. So Simba be taking people places all the time. Like so now. He might bump all like Kevin Gates or something, but then I'm like, shit. But then Gates just dropped like the new song Feel, and I'm like, son of a bitch, I gotta put it back in there. So it's like, but Simba, like him and K Camp might have like they hold residence in the favorite.
Yeah.
But like you said, slept on. I still feel like K Camp is still like as far as artist goes, he's still like in my best. If so. You talking about of all time, that's a different debate than like my best right now. My best right now might be J. Cole and Kendrick, Lil Baby, Simba. If you talking about lyrics, I'm probably gonna put Montana 300 back in there.
So that's your best right now?
Yeah.
And then the list with K Camp on it was your favorite?
Yeah.
And then we also have a third list of
all time. Like,
okay, bet.
It's like Pac and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Wayne.
No, we'll get to that for sure.
Who your favorite?
Favorite?
Yeah.
Cole. Okay. In no order.
Yeah.
Cole. We gonna go. Cole. Biggie. Are we doing groups or no?
Oh, you can. Hey, it's your list, bro.
Oh well, shit. We'll go Cole. We'll go Tribe Called Quest.
Ooh.
We'll go. I like Russ.
Okay.
Kind of an unpopular opinion,
Yeah.
depending on who you're talking to, but I like Russ.
Yeah.
I like Mac Miller. Mm-hmm. Another. I wouldn't even say unpopular opinion.
Yeah, he was definitely living up top for a while.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people fuck with him. So we got Cole, we got Tribe, we got Russ, we got Mac, and then I would go. I know I'm forgetting people.
You see, I named like 9 people on mine.
Yeah, it's tough, bro.
And I forgot dude Mike. I don't know if you know him. It's a white dude. He got some good music. I'll put you on.
Mike Stud?
No, it's just Mike, period.
Oh.
Like,
I was about to say Mike Stud. It's wild. Yeah, I'd probably put Biggie there in the 5th spot.
All right.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at your list, bro. I ain't mad.
Yeah, K Camp slept on for sure. Like he has I forget what the name of the project was, but like Marilyn Monroe was the song. And then that whole project, that was like middle school for me.
Yeah.
That kind of defined. And then I had like just kind of rediscovered him 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I was listening to, he has a song called Fall in Line, I think.
Yeah, that song, I think Kiss 5 or Kiss 6.
Yeah.
With the like orange cover.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. K Camp, my guy, man, I know about, yeah.
Because he's got the bars and then like the R&B type of vibe.
And he got the flow. Like he ride the beat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dude, he versatile. Like if you not listening to him, like that's the dude Michael might be like the white version of him. So that's why I say if you listening for like that kind of style of rap or that kind of flow or that versatility, you got to tap in with Mike, period. It's all, his name is Mike, M-I-K-E, and then it's period at the end of it.
Okay. I feel like I've seen his name written out before, but I've never listened to it.
And he a former athlete, dude. He used to play baseball. Yeah.
All right, so top 5 GOATs, greatest of all time. Who you got?
I got Pac. I fuck with Wayne. Oh, Wayne, not this new Wayne. This is an unpopular opinion, but for me and my 5, because I just love how obnoxious and how he cool with confrontation too. But 50. If am I removing personal stuff?
Like off the court stuff? Yeah.
Okay. Tory Lanez.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. I got too many people in my favorite that keep just subbing in. And this is super unpopular, but I don't care because the trajectory, it's like when people put new players in, like they got Mahomes as the GOAT, and he ain't nowhere near done with his career. So for me, I would go with the dude Simba. So that's my GOAT of all time.
I've never heard of Simba.
You got to get familiar, bro.
He's a older guy?
Nah, he young. He about, not young, but he probably like 30. But
okay.
I don't know how old he is. So if he's not 30, he's super mature. But I know I ain't gonna play it on the podcast because I don't want you to get sued or nothing. But
copyrighted.
I'll send you the stuff. But he got the flow for it. Like when I was younger, it was like Fab was in there, like Cassidy, like Lloyd Banks. Like I had like a But like T.I., like he greatest of all time type tip to me too. Like he Pac, T.I., like so that's what I'm saying. My top 5 be like if I'm taking anybody out the top 5, it might be Tory Lanez for T.I. But
Tory Lanez caught me off guard for in your top 5.
Hey, he slept on too. Like he not slept on, but he slept on too. Like I was saying how I always say how The Weeknd is he's a rapper. He just happens to sing because if you listen to his music, he not singing R&B. Like he's singing R&B, that's the genre, but he talking about all rap shit. Like, and I feel like Tory Lanez is like a complete artist. Like he give you what you said K Cam give you, he give you the same thing. And it's like I feel like let's use baseball analogy. Tory Lanez might be batting 100, like 1,000. I mean, I don't think that he missing with his songs, but it's like K Cam might be batting like 700. Like somebody like, I can skip this one.
Yeah.
Like I feel like when I listen to a Tory Lanez project, I feel like I hardly ever skip a song. So it's just a me thing though. So whether he R&B in it, whether he rapping, it's like, damn, like whether he featured on the song, like I remember one, what is it, Liddy again with Meek Mill. I feel like he came in that mug and was like, dang, Tory, what you want, bro? Like, and I feel like he gonna miss.
That okay, so Liddy again is a good example. I feel like if I went back in Tory Lanez's discography, I feel like he's one of the type of artists that like as I'm going through it, I'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that song.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay. I could see it.
But like you talking about like Kendrick Lamar, and this is before the beef and stuff like that. The stuff that this dude be coming up with, him and Cole would be in the same boat for me. That's why I was like, I was geeked to see that battle finna take place. I was like, oh my God, it's finna be lit. But then, y'all know how it played out. But them two are like people where I'm like, they don't have enough like hits to be in like my GOAT conversation because of you're not making music just for yourself. You know what I mean? Like, so if you talking about you have to have, like when we doing like MVPs or the greatest of all time in sports, you have to meet the criteria. And like, so you ain't calling nobody the greatest of all time in sports who ain't won an MVP. You know what I mean? You ain't calling them one that's the greatest of all time if they ain't had like a scoring type. You have a criteria that you have to meet. And I feel like Cole and Kendrick don't have enough hits, if you will. Don't get it confused. We gonna bump they shit all the time. But like mainstream hits has to hold weight. Like Lil Baby, it's like he almost every time he drop, it's almost like it's a hit. You know what I mean? And it's like longevity at this point. It wasn't like a one and done type of dip. But like, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes you gotta, at what point is it not valued to, make songs for the masses to receive? Like, let's say people might be Michael Jackson's the greatest of all time. All his shit was hits. Like, so you know what I mean? But he had, the album might not have been, you might not know every song off that album, but you know a Michael Jackson song when you hear one. You know what I mean? But I feel like J. Cole and Kendrick don't have enough of those. So
yeah, they definitely have some, but like you said, enough. So not enough hits. Let's talk about the flip side. Not that it's too much, but almost exclusively hits is our boy Drake. I'm going to ask you this question that I actually asked Darian.
Yeah.
We had some good convos on our way to tournaments also about this. And this was before the beef. Mm-hmm. So now that it's taken place, it'll be interesting to hear your perspective on it. So he had some like Drake song on the aux. So I asked him, I said, so let me ask you this. Like when people list their top 5 of all time, it's usually some combination of the same, whatever, Hove, Pac, Biggie, whatever it is. And then normally at some point they'll say, and I guess I got to throw Drake in there.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like there's that like hesitancy?
Because he corny as hell. Like, I'm just being honest, bro. Like, I feel like people feel you silly, bro. People feel like this what thing about me, man. Like, I'm just saying I'm honest. Like, I feel like people think that money makes them uncorny. Like, yeah, you rich as shit, bro. You rich as shit. That don't change the fact that you corny. Like, it's the example I use when people ask me about why I don't like Drake. It's not that I don't like him. I'm a fan of his music. Like, he get rotation like the rest. You know what I mean? You can't listen. You cannot think that Drake sucks. It's like case in point, Golden basketball. I know we ain't talk about it, but to me, it's Kobe Bryant, and then it's LeBron James, and then it's Michael Jordan. That's just my personal list, my order. Excuse me. LeBron would be like how much hate he get would be like the Drake hate. You ain't looking at basketball and saying LeBron James suck, bro, or is something wrong with you? You know what I mean? So you not listening to Drake and saying this shit sucks. Something wrong with you, bro. So I know that Drake, whether he's ghost written for himself, write other songs, I don't give a fuck. Dude is talented. He's making great music, period. I just think that you be trying to be somebody that you not. I think it's because the acting background, so you good at acting like you something that you not, but you can peep it out, bro. But excuse me, the example I use is like Nick Cannon. I love Nick Cannon. He's philanthropical. He's a great person. All kind of stuff. You still corny, bro. Just because you rich and shit don't change the fact that you corny, and it's fine. Some of my best people are like quote unquote corny, and it's fine. Be you. Don't be trying to Nick Cannon wild out with muscle shirts on and shit, bro. You ain't beat nobody up, bro. Relax. So, but it's like we can take it there. You're not taking it nowhere, Nick. So even with Drake, you not taking it nowhere, bro. Like, just relax. Stick to, hey, you and your feelings in the dark room, Marvin or whatever. Stick to that, bro. You ain't got to come over here and try to be something that you're not. And you talking like you something that you're not. Like, even in basketball, yeah, you got probably trainers and some more stuff. You ain't no walking bucket, bro. You playing against people who letting you in. Yeah. Like, so it's like that kind of stuff where your actions are speaking louder than your words. So I think that's the hesitancy. They're not removing the off the court stuff. If you just listen to Drake, you got to put him in your top. Like, your top can be Drake, Wayne, Hove, Biggie, Pac, Eminem. You know what I mean? You putting people like that in your top. Like, that's just what they did, what their career is. Now, when you start putting your personal feelings attached to stuff, that's what changes every narrative or whatever the case might be. Like, case in point, but I say about me and D in the car talking about GOATs. How you got Kobe over? I said, man, he stole all it. Everybody's argument every time is between Kobe and Mike. He stole all his moves. Everybody stole everybody's moves. People got LeBron as number one on their list. He stole a man number. Y'all ain't faulting him for that. So it's like you gonna penalize Kobe because he quote unquote stole all his moves, which he perfected, by the way. But you're not penalizing LeBron for stealing the man's whole identity. Like, you took the man number. Like, I'm 23 too. Like, come on now, bro. Like, you can't have it both ways. But I was telling D, I said, what phone do you have? He was like, the iPhone. Let's just say 14. I said, why you ain't got the iPhone 1? He was like, what you mean? Why you ain't got the iPhone 1? Because over time, the phone has gotten better. Like, what the fuck? So, like, I said, when you fly on planes, you ain't flying on the right planes. You flying on the most improved planes. So, like, if Michael Jordan was number one, which anybody talking about him stealing George Gervin moves, or, you know what I mean? Or Julius, about to say Randall, Julius Irvin's moves, they don't talk about that. You know what I mean? Jordan said, hey, I wanted to be like them when I was playing and growing up, and this, and this. That's like lost in the archive somewhere, but you know that he took all Jordan moves. Who doesn't? Like, you are a trainer. So let's just use Brady. If you train Brady and Brady take all your training moves, so Brady not good because you train Brady to be just the dumbest shit ever. But anywho, I'm like, Jordan wasn't known as a 3-point shooter. Kobe can shoot threes. Jordan played defense. Kobe had, up until LeBron just tied it, but number one of all defense selections. Kobe played deep, man. He don't pass the ball. He was number one at shooting guards for assists. Jordan played shooting guard. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Kobe had more than him. But he don't pass the ball. Like, it's stuff like that where I can talk that shit until I'm blue in the face in this mug, but I don't care about you agreeing with me. I'm just telling you why I feel that way. Like, I don't give a fuck if you agree or not. Like, don't agree. Keep Jordan at your GOAT. That's cool. I ain't got no beef with that. I also feel like the LeBron thing is, you can't look at dude and say, hey, he ain't nothing else. He got a checklist. His resume alone would put him in quote on. If you say LeBron to go, I'm not arguing with you. I disagree, but I ain't arguing with you. You got it. And one day you might get me to agree with you. Like it might be the Tuesday, it might be like, you got it. Because of his resume say that. He lost all the time. One of my biggest arguments was that he lost a lot going into the finals and shit. My partner KP say, bro, you do realize that if you don't win a championship, you lost, right? And I was like, yeah. He was like, so me losing in the finals and me losing before I get to the finals don't change the fact that I ain't win a championship. I was like, damn. So it's like people ain't saying that Michael Jordan lost 9 times in 15 years. He's 6-0 in the finals. What about when he didn't go to the finals?
He didn't make it out the first round sometimes.
Like even Kobe. Kobe, you got 5 championships, but you also got 2 losses. You got 3. No, you got
08.
You lost to the Pistons. So you got 2 losses. You lost to the Pistons and you lost to the Celtics. Because you 3-peated. And then when y'all was going for the 4, the Pistons beat y'all. And then y'all broke up. And then you came back with Paul. And then you lost to the Celtics. And then you came back and won 2 straight. So yeah, he got 2 losses. But he lost the other times he was playing and he didn't go to the finals. He lost those times too. So it's like people, he got 6 straight championships and never went to game. Well, not 6, but he did technically got 6 straight championships and never went to a game 7 and this, and this. I'm like, okay, but he didn't go to the playoffs or to the finals every year. LeBron went one time like 8 years, 9 years, 10 years in a fucking row. Like, what the fuck? Like, at what point you got it. So I just say for me, it's Kobe, then LeBron, then Jordan. That's just me.
It's tough to have MJ at the 3rd spot, but I mean, it's good company.
It's me. Like, I get it. I definitely get it. People be like, oh, he scored. He 3rd on the list in scoring, ain't he?
MJ?
But now he lower now. But Kobe passed him up in scoring. LeBron passed him up in scoring. Karl Malone passed him up in scoring. Like, so I get it. I think his appeal is more based off pop culture though. Like how popular you made the game and your shoes and shit like that. I feel like on the court, we ain't really seen something that he did that ain't nobody else ain't did. Outside of being the most feared person ever to play basketball. Like,
yeah, that's why I think MJ is the GOAT. When you factor everything in, the shoes, the Jordan, like the name is just significant. It'll be interesting to see 10, 20 years down the line when like my generation or like this younger generation is in the media and can control the narrative, that I wonder, because then LeBron's going to retire and make movies and probably own a team and do a lot better owning a team than Michael Jordan.
I was about to say, well, we don't take that into consideration.
I'm saying, yeah, trash. So it'll be interesting. I could definitely see 10, 20 years down the line, if not sooner, it'll just be a given fact that LeBron's the GOAT. Because like all the people that grew up watching MJ
will be long gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Kobe get I forgot all about. So I think it ain't his fault, obviously, but what hindered his selection, if you will, for GOAT status to me is you overlapped Jordan, not by a lot, but you played when Jordan was playing toward the end of his career, obviously. And then like 6 years later, here come LeBron. So you really didn't have no time by yourself to develop. Like Jordan caught Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, like, and you was able to rock out for like 12 years before it was like, here go Penny Hardaway. Like, damn, that's pretty close. Or you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like a lot of times it's the competition. Like when people were saying how like Jordan was playing against a whole bunch of like,
plumbers.
Yeah. But like Jordan wasn't playing against T-Mac. T-Mac and Kobe was like Vince Carter. Like, come on now. Like, that's the same position. AI was smaller, but that's the same. People always say if AI was 6'5", name me one person that Jordan played against that was that kind of person. Maybe Penny. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, so that's what I mean. Like, at what point are we not holding that, like, quote unquote, against him? Like, he can't control that. I get it. He can't control it. At the same time, like, it's like the wide receiver debate in football. Jerry Rice, who was fucking guarding you? You ain't go against Darrell Revis or Champ Bailey's, or you know what I mean? So sometimes it's like,
it gets so dicey, bro.
Yeah.
Because then you could start talking about the rules and like, they were super particular about carries. There's more like freedom now, freedom of movement. Players like forearms in the chest and stuff like is different. I think if you took Bron in his prime and MJ in his prime and they played 1-on-1, I think Bron would win.
I don't think so.
I say that because of just pure. Bro, he's a freight train.
Yeah.
And evolution.
Jordan wasn't no hodo. Like,
he's not. He's not.
Jordan wasn't back in that. If you, like, case in point, LeBron would even say that Kobe would beat him 1-on-1. Like, that's what Kobe Bryant does.
Yeah.
That's what Michael Jordan does.
Okay. That's a good point.
So it's like,
that's a good point.
Yeah, hell nah. Like, like you talking about LeBron don't want to go to the post. So the freight train coming element, like, you would have to start backing him down. But LeBron hardly ever does that. So when you need to do it, would you do it? So I think that's the biggest thing for me. I don't think LeBron gonna beat them 1-on-1 because you refuse to post them up and take them to the post and use your natural God-given abilities to overpower them. They would do that to you.
That's a good point. MJ 1-on-1 is like what he does, you know?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So I think that's why I disagree.
Yeah. My whole thing is evolution. Like,
oh yeah, he should be able to dominate them too.
You know?
Yeah, he should be able to. But it's the personality thing though. I don't think that, case in point, we was talking about, you know who, when I say he ain't got no post moves, so he don't want to get in the post when you working out with him. I was like, you too big to not be down hurt sometimes. That's a mental thing. He'd rather be out there just shooting a jumper, which I get it. But if you play against somebody that's super smaller than you, you should want to physically oppose your will against him.
Yeah.
So I don't think LeBron is mentally like that when it comes to that. But I think that them two are. Like, anytime you seen Kobe or Jordan get guarded by like John Stocks or Rajah Bell, they fuck that. He gonna have to get this. You know what I mean? But I feel like LeBron be like Mike Bibby on him, and he be like, bro, what you doing?
Trying to make the right play.
Yeah.
There's different ways to kill.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, shit, I think we've gone pretty much full circle. Went through your journey as a coach, as a player. Went through hip hop. Went through the GOAT debate. Yeah. So to finish it off, we go, any last like message that you want to get off your chest, that you want to leave the people with? If there's like a defining like theme of the episode, whatever you want to speak on, the floor is yours. Any like motivational words of wisdom, whatever it is that you want to speak on, the floor is yours. And then where people can find you, IG, Twitter, all that.
Okay. Motivational things is, it sounds super simple, and I know it might not be easier said than, I know that it will fall under the easier said than done category, but just stay down until you come up. Like, you play your role, like, in life, like, not even just in basketball. Like, if your role is in your family, I heard Michelle Obama say something like that, where like, it's never going to be 50-50 all the time. Sometimes it might be 80-20 his way. Sometimes it might be 70-30 my way. Sometimes it might be 90-10 my way. But in a team, in anything you do in life, if you are in a team, it can't only be about you. So, like I said, my relationship, it ain't only about me. It ain't only about my wife. When it's me and my kids, I tell them all the time, you got to treat people how you want to be treated. You can't only do what you want to do and you with friends. Like, sometimes you're going to have to do something that you don't want to do, and you better be happy about it, because they probably did something that they didn't want to do, but they were happy about it. Or if they wasn't, you didn't feel it. So stay down until you come up. People that's grinding like the Peters of the world, or like people like that, where you working your way up the depth chart, like you was talking about, where you started off being this player, but now you this player, but now you feel like you should be higher up than where you are. But maybe at this particular location, that's where the transfer portal and stuff come in at, where you can go somewhere else and be bigger, or would you want to finish out what you started? And to me, I'm gonna finish out what I started person. I don't care that the grass green over there. I'm gonna water my grass over here. Like maybe I'm gonna work on my grass to be as green as that grass is over there. But that's a work ethic thing. But stand down till you come up. Like keep the main thing. Focus on what you can control. Like that's all you can do. As far as motivation and stuff go, I know it sound corny or cheesy or whatever, but that's just life, bro. Like life is going, what they say, life be life. So you can't control goofy stuff. We just seen how the president debate or the presidential election played out. Sometimes you can't control what you can't control. You can go make your vote, but you can't control the whole country voting in the favor that you may want to, or you know what I mean? Because no one has ever won 100% to 0. So control what you can control. Life gonna play you cards, or you gonna get dealt cards. You just gotta play the ones that you got. You can't reshuffle the deck. That ain't how no game is played. Excuse me. And find me wise, I just started this. I'm getting into training more, so I just started it's PAK, PAK basketball. It's the I'm only on IG right now. I'm gonna get Twitter and stuff going in a second too, but it's probably gonna be the same names. But it's DTHE PAK PAK basketball. That's the IG, and then the other one is my personal one would be Coach Barnett. I'm Coach KI, so it's Coach_KI, K letter and then I. So them my 2 IG pages. I ain't really got a Twitter yet, but because I don't like to talk a lot, to be honest. But like I said, I fucks with you, so I had to pull up and do this. But
my God,
yeah. So Twitter to me is like you just running your mouth.
Yeah.
Like so, I don't do a lot of Twitter, but I'm gonna get on it though, man. So next time y'all hear from me, I will have my Twitter up and running, and it's hopefully it will be the same names. So therefore, I like to keep it consistent. Mm-hmm. So you're not. Which one was it again? So again, if you want the package as far as the training and coaching, it's the PAK basketball. If you're looking for just coaching and me personally, it's Coach_KI.
All right, but we're gonna definitely tag those in the description when this goes up.
Good looking out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you sliding, man.
Yeah, of course, bro. Anytime, man. Anytime.
Fresh off the 4 a.m. ride to the airport.
Man, I'm finna go home and take a nap, hopefully.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, appreciate you being on here, for real. Episode number 21 is in the books. Peace.